and welcome back to episode 407 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by the laughing Big Joey, and we have a special guest this week, new to the crew, Big Chris Maxwell. Go ahead and introduce yourself there, buddy.
Hey, what's up? Chris Maxwell. Glad to be here.
Good to have you, man. Good to have you. This is, I don't know if I actually said it or not because I got so distracted there. This is the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. That is us. You guys know who we are. That's why you tune in, the dozens of you. So we appreciate you guys. So we're recording on a Monday tonight. So if we, sound a little weird this week, it's because, the weekend is, still in the rearview mirror there. We're one step closer to Monday and it's here it is Monday already. But yeah, you drinking anything fancy over there tonight, Chris?
Nah, I just got my little Zephyr Hills water.
Nice, yeah. I'm doing bottled water tonight too. I didn't even have the energy to go get a sparkling. I was like, I'm good. Just give me some tap water. What you got, Joey?
I haven't made myself laugh that hard in a long time.
It's better to I'm gonna just
it's because Zach got you with it.
No, he did. But if I do it to you, I don't even think you'll be fazed by it. You'll just ignore me. But doing it to me is just gonna irk the shit out of me. And you literally just had your head in your lap the whole time laughing, and I was like, oh, this little
I
bastard.
snorted. I never snort when I laugh, and I did it to myself.
No, that was good.
No, like I said, I'm on a 3-day weekend. For most people, weekends start on Saturday. Mine started today, actually. So,
nice.
Yep, I'm just drinking the Keiths. Let's not lie here. All right.
Big Chris, you gotta get you a nice new shirt on. Which one's that?
This is the Silly Goose Barbell Club.
Nice. Now, you sure that's the shirt and not just the flag wrapped around you?
Yeah. Got sleeves.
Nice. Okay, there you go. I'm rocking the old Unpaid and Underrated t-shirt this week. Joey's got the red Godzilla shirt.
Yep. Godzilla deadlift engine.
Good. This next segment, I don't know how well to go over because I don't know who I'll listen to the podcast. I did, so I can talk about it for a while. But
yeah, go ahead.
Big Chris, did you get a chance to listen to the episode?
Bits and pieces while I was at work.
Nice. Anything stand out to you that you could rate it on a scale of 1 to 5 on?
Yeah, I'd give it a scale of 5 chicken wings.
Chicken wings, that is a good one. I like chicken wings. Yeah. So anyone that had, by the time you listen to this, you've already listened to their episode. So it was the rank the food tier list. But it according to Jen, it apparently was Tanner sounding like me for 20 minutes also, and I'm assuming she meant just because he ranted about a certain topic for 20 minutes. But I didn't think he was that bad. And I agreed with 90% of what he said. So maybe that's why she said what she said. But I got a kick out of that. But yeah, the fact that they had specifically brought up how I was doing it, as Joey says, my favorite parts when they talk about me or when I'm on the podcast. So for those reasons, I always gotta mention that. A couple of things that stuck out to me. See the Facebook follow up. Yeah, we got to that. Tanner saying so. I don't. It's one of those things that maybe I've never heard it before until I did. But I understand the quote or the phrase rubbing someone the wrong way or being rubbed the wrong way or something like that. But Tanner referred to it as the rub. And meaning they irked me kind of just the way he said it. I was just I've never heard someone use that terminology. I didn't know if that was familiar to either of you.
I haven't heard this week's episode, but did he say it and here's the rub?
Right? Basically.
And here's the rub. Yeah. That's a pretty common phrase. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I've never heard that. So it kind of caught me off guard. Putting bagels as a B tier. I love bagels, and they're for a solid 2 years of my life. P28 bagels, which they're no longer in business anymore because the guy went crazy and killed his wife. But they made literally 28-gram protein bagels. They were amazing, greatest macros ever, theoretically, because apparently no one can recreate them because the best other bagel I've seen is 50 grams of carbs and 11 protein or something, maybe 15 protein. So these were 28 and 28 basically. So this is what they said on the box. And, I ate those for years until they weren't available. So a high protein bagel, sure, you could put it in the B tier, but just a regular protein bagel from the bakery, there can't be that much. I mean, I don't know. I think they talked about it in the Discord a little bit too, but it's it's nowhere near a protein source in my book. So kind of, that caught me off guard. Tanner liking chunky peanut butter. I can't do it. Just for that alone, we gotta, might have to drop some scores. Tanner also not liking Costco pizza. I get it in the grand scheme of things, it's not good pizza, but for like the $1.99 that it is,
Hmm.
it's really good pizza for a slice of pizza going out the door. But also, Tommy had mentioned like the fake macros because like it can't have that much. Like how is there that much protein? Like I get that it's like got a half a pound of cheese on it, but it's got as much or more protein than like the chicken bake, which actually has meat in it. So, but yeah, I enjoyed the episode overall. It was a long one too. And I will give them credit that they dropped it at like noon or 2 o'clock maybe. So like I was like, is this just a random? Is this like a bonus like podcast video? Because I didn't stay up for last week's Grease, so I missed anything that was spilled in the pre-show. Um, so I didn't even know they had a tier list or anything. And I was like, oh, is this just a random video? I was like, oh no, this is the podcast at like fucking like 1:15 in the afternoon. And I was like, okay. So I ended up watching it like that, afternoon. It was like, my leisure afternoon day, enjoying it. So yeah, I watched the episode. So I will go ahead and give it 5 out of 5 rubs.
I actually just haven't had a chance to listen to it, to be honest with you. Like I said, I'm off work today, so I have not had my, half an hour to hour drive to work. Um, so good to hear Tanner likes chunky peanut butter because chunky peanut butter is the superior peanut butter. Just saying.
His
Uh,
his quote that you would like, he said, in this house, the adults eat the chunky peanut butter and the kids eat the creamy peanut butter, or something to that extent.
uh-huh. Yep. Yeah,
And I
that
was like,
sounds about right. Like you don't really like peanut butter if you won't eat chunky,
yeah.
right? I mean, but I just eat peanuts. Like I literally buy dry roasted peanuts, and that's like my favorite snack is just a handful of dry roasted peanuts. So I'm going to go ahead and give that 5 out of 5 sleeves of bagels. But when I do listen to it, then I'll get
Yeah,
into it.
harken back on it if they I don't know, like they did you see the tier list at least on Instagram?
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
Chicken wings got a bad rap on that one. How dare you?
I mean, but it's all using your druthers. Is this the best tasting 10 foods that you picked, or is it the best 10 protein sources that aren't like chicken, fish, steak,
Yeah,
whatever. So
I
it's
get
kind
that.
of
Like that cookie that I just bought and I posted today in the Discord. I took a bite of that and I went, "This tastes like hard pudding. This is the worst mouth feel I have ever had."
there was some talk of those cookies too in the
And then I
podcast.
read the macros and I was like,
It's a
"Oh my
Snickers.
gosh, like this is incredible." Like it was like 16 grams of protein, 10 grams of fiber.
Oh, well, that's not bad.
Yeah,
Usually,
like
usually it's usually it's all sugar and carbs
the
too.
sugars were a little high, but like not as high as you'd think. And I was just like, oh, I could see me eating one of these a day. Like
Yeah,
as much as this is a terrible texture,
yeah. I
I
eat a
bought a
protein bar every
box
day.
right after. Like it took me an hour of my druthers being like, no, 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 I'm not gonna like those. No. And then now I've eaten one every day since I bought them.
Nice.
And
So
because
it's
they are just
it's
they're that good for you. So
it's easy protein. I mean, it's literally like it's better than
yeah.
you know.
And it's
The alternative is eating some shit out of the cupboard that your kids eat that's not
yeah.
healthy potentially. So
Meanwhile,
it's
it's
not
just
bad.
compressed chunky peanut butter with some salt. You got Liver King in here. What do you want me to say
Yeah.
now? What am I gonna get in trouble for
I
now?
watched it also. I mean, we can just do like a under 2 or 3 minute segment just on the whole documentary. It was such a fucking bad documentary. I was
It
so
wasn't a
I
documentary, it was a fluff
It
piece.
was yeah, it was bad. Like I tried to find out IMDb so I could give it like a 2 because
Yeah.
because it was a waste of my time. But I saw that you had watched it and I was like, oh, it's not often we both consume something that we can actually talk about on the podcast that's somewhat fitness related. So I will give it a shot. And Stephanie like sat down and watched like 2 minutes of it with me. I was like, this is the dumbest thing ever, and just like went and like started cleaning the house or something. So I think I ended up like vacuuming half the house while I just had it on headphones. But it was not great. Not great at all. His kids are fucking depressing to see, and
Oh yeah.
his that's just the whole thing was just scammy McScumbag.
Well, and like how do you believe any of it? Like how do you believe well my kids were sick until I found the ancestral doctrine? Well, I don't believe you anymore because you lied to us for so long about everything else. And again, anybody in the fitness world knew he was on steroids whether he but it was how he would like well, if you have to ask me that, you're subprimal. Well, like you don't put people down for telling you like we know, man. Like we know. Everything. He's got like solid he has solid gold Rambo knife. He's got a gold toilet. Like this dude is he's grifting. It's so apparent. And then at the end where he's like rolling around in the field, like, oh, I discovered vegetables, forgive me, bro. Like, no, like that's not
Yeah.
going to get our forgiveness for everything you said and did. And now one weird thing is Queen Primal is now taking his place. So I was talking about it at work, and somebody was like, is that who I keep getting on my feed? Because now he has to take a step back.
Mm,
So she's now pushing everything. And yeah, like, get over it. Well,
yeah.
God, when this kid was like, we turn off Wi-Fi at night because radiation is real. Bro, have you ever heard of Chernobyl? Sorry, your Wi-Fi is not Chernobyl. Calm down. Like, calm down. My Wi-Fi router is in my room and I don't have brain cancer. Like, relax. Like, I don't know.
Did you just say router Canadian like?
Yeah,
Is that how
router?
did
What do you call
you,
it?
okay. No, I call it just the way I heard it was not router, but yeah, you said it right the second time, but I think it was just
Said it
really
right
quick.
every time.
It sounded like
Router. Like
rada.
router. Say it
Jeez.
right. Say it right. It's router.
But, but yeah, I could have gone without watching fucking Instagram Lord of the Flies douchebag guy. Like it was just
I
I don't know.
can't. I
I've
was
I've
like,
never followed him. I've only seen him like get shared through other people, or if he shows up
yep.
on like your. But I've consumed very very little of him, and there's a reason.
Have you watched it,
Just
Chris?
Yeah, I watched it the other night.
oh okay.
That older son looked like he was begging for help the whole
Yep.
time. Every time they showed him,
Like, help me play written in the
yeah.
backwards for the yeah. No, that's definitely a thing I noticed too. Is this kid's named Radical?
I thought I saw you say that. I didn't. I wasn't sure or not though. I
His
didn't
name
pay.
is Rad. His middle name is Ickle.
That's pretty bad.
Like, come on, man. You know he's homeschooled at that point.
Oh yeah. Well, God, I don't think those kids would get bullied so hard at school just for like just who their parents or who their dad is. I don't know.
You can't bully a primal.
Testicle eating something, and it's not even like if you
You want to
if
bully
that's
me? I'm gonna eat these testes in your face. Yeah,
uh,
that'll show me.
it's
Anyway,
just it was just weird overall. Anybody get a chance to do their 2025 spring garage gym competition submissions?
no.
No.
No, I knocked it out very last minute. I think thanks to some of the group chats I'm in, and I think Joe Gray actually tagged me in something and kind of reminded me. It was like, oh shit, yeah, it is the last day. And then Andrew Garrison had mentioned it and a couple times in our group chat there. So I was like, okay, yeah, let me throw something together. But I got the wife submitted too because Stephanie had she was I think it was like an RP 9 or 8.5 week for her. So she had some pretty heavy lifts. Nothing was I think she had a bench single, but it was cool to actually get her involved too, and it kind of doubles my chances to win something. And I've had pretty good luck in the home gym or the garage gym competition. Last year I won the Denny Stones, and a couple years before that I won the Campbell pull up handles, but they didn't work in my setup, so I ended up selling them to Joey. I think even pre crew maybe before I even knew him really. So I don't know, but
I,
hopefully I
I
can win something good.
I was a huge proponent of the garage gym, but being in Canada, I've never won. And I did it for like 4 years straight. And it got to the point where it's like, why aren't I winning? It's because, even
Yeah, I could see that.
you get selected out of things.
Hmm.
And at that point, like, I'm not even powerlifting right now. So I don't have one rep maxes.
Yeah, I literally submitted like just my weekly training of like triples and
Yep.
sets of five, and I was just like, I don't like. I want to just help Joe and get his numbers out, get his help, like the 10 people that follow me that don't follow him. Maybe they do now. It's kind of my small contribution I can give. What we got? I could get a few things. That was you want to do one of yours, and we can.
Oh, yeah. So Conan O'Brien was recently given the Mark Twain Award for American Comedy.
Okay.
And I watched that special and it was hilarious. But he did say something really funny about his kids where he said, I want to thank my kids who don't get it and they're not wrong. And I immediately brought that into us.
That's
Like, I
funny.
immediately was like, I think that's kind of the whole Massonomics thing. If you're looking at us from outside, you don't get it, but you're not wrong. Like, this is a very niche thing. I thought that was a
Yeah,
really funny phrase. Um,
that is good stuff.
the
I
short
always
stock. Go ahead. Nope, you're up.
I always just to play onto that a little more. Like I always get sometimes I forget that as famous as they are to us and as popular as they are to us and as like an overpowering presence in our life as they are to us. And then there's like other people that I know that have no clue like who they are or what Massonomics is or what like the podcast is. And it just, but they're like people in the fitness world and people that like to drink beer and people that like to make dick jokes and stuff and shit jokes. Like it's so weird that they don't follow it or get it.
Mhm.
And it's like I'll even like sometimes I'll like specifically look at someone's like who they follow and I'm like, how do you not follow Massonomics? Like I don't understand. Like you're literally like a personal trainer or you're a fitness coach or you own a gym, but you don't follow Mass. It's like it's just weird. But then it's like, are we weird for just wanting to? I don't know. I just spread the gospel of our friends. It's just like I don't know. Sometimes it just catches me off guard that like it is so niche. But they're growing. We're doing our best to get their YouTube out there and you know getting deleted left and right in Facebook groups.
And it's so funny how similar we all are. Like I started the whole like the dentist thing, right? Where I was like, did we all go to the dentist at the same time? Chris, you might be a little new to this aspect of it. But I think I was in the beginning of January, I was going to the dentist and I was like, oh, hey, dentist crew, I'm checking in today. And it turns out that we all go to the dentist at the same time. And then it turns out we all have the same wedding ring.
The wedding
I
ring,
saw that.
yeah, that was like there was like six of you fuckers that
Yeah.
posted that in
Yeah.
like an
We all
hour.
have the same style of the wood inlay wedding ring. And it's again, like people outside don't get it, but they might not be wrong. Like, if you don't want to be silly, this isn't for you. Sorry, my wife came in and I thought she was going to get undressed. So I was distracted there for a minute because, it's the best part of every podcast. Shut my camera off for a minute. No, go ahead, get changed. Uh, a lot,
uh,
a lot of shorts talk. A lot of shorts talk on the Discord.
yeah.
Specifically, do you guys
Uh,
pee over the top of your shorts or out of the bottom of your shorts?
uh,
Definitely over the top.
90% of the time over the top, sometimes under the like the Massonomics, the bigger leg, like my squat shorts have big enough legs that I can kind of like, and they're high enough that it's easy to do that. But like the mesh shorts, I would take too long to roll it up to like get it out of the way. But
Mm,
the short shorts aren't so bad. But no, 99% of the time over the top for sure. Um, I still don't
de-
know what like
definitely out of
half
the
the time.
bottom. Yeah, I'm again wearing kilts for years. I'm like well versed in like the undertuck, tuck it out the bottom, go pee, roll it up. But I did think it was funny that somebody asked what shorts everybody's wearing, and everybody talked about shorts, and I was the first one to be like,
I got a kick out of that.
"Hello."
Yeah, shared the Massonomics lifting department. Well, Jeff was talking about like I still don't know what I hear people say like chubbies. I don't know if that's like a brand or a style.
Mhm.
Like I don't know what that
Yeah,
means.
no, it's a brand, and they do make some relatively nice small shorts, right? 6 inch, 4 inch seams and stuff like that. But I was just like, you guys are all gonna go on about shorts, and not a single person's gonna tag
Yeah.
these.
But I mean, people have to like actually go out and wear professional. Like they want to be out and not wearing gym shorts that have random logos of companies that people that don't get it.
I
So like
I
that makes
guess.
sense.
I guess must be nice.
I don't mind. I'm either wearing like black cargo pants and shorts or gym shorts, and there's pretty much no in between.
Yeah.
Uh, um, we had a little World's Strongest Man this weekend. That's all wrapped up. Rain O'Neill, the new reigning champ. Tom Stoltman was second, and then everyone's favorite, came in third there. And I don't know. It was a good. It was thanks to David. He had posted some of the videos for us in Discord, and with the as all you have to do is follow the right Instagram pages, and you see a lot of the content. But I still don't think I've actually watched like on TV a World's Strongest Man outside of ESPN in the last 30, 20 some years. I don't think I've ever watched the whatever like Christmas Day. Like I don't know where that is to find. I've never watched that in my life. Like I would. That sounds entertaining, but it's going to be so anticlimactic because I literally watched it. Basically, I lived it this weekend, so why would I care about something 6 months from now? Like we're gonna be in like prep for a different show by then. It'll be all be irrelevant. So the whole World's Strongest Man as a TV show and not a live stream thing, it just needs to go away.
It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. And then more just putting this out. We can talk about it briefly, but more of a call to the fans and the crew that listen. Would you guys have interest in a I wouldn't call it necessarily a preview episode, but to some extent getting Jake Heinrich and Dave Sinsland on sometime in June to just shoot the shit about anything coming up at their prospective shows and meets. I don't know if there's enough content there to make an episode of it. As the listeners and fans chatter about it in the Discord and let us know. If I don't hear anything, then we might not do it. But let
Especially
us know.
because like, Jake's hiding everything, right?
Yeah, well, there's one mystery event, but it also like I guess it's more that how many people are coming for the first time that listen to our podcast? Like a
Mm.
couple? Like I don't know. Like 90% of the people that I know are coming have already been there. So they already kind of know what to expect. And I'm sure Tanner and Tommy are going to talk about it at length on some of the episodes, but it's like getting Jake and Dave on for that perspective. I mean, we did it last year. I think we got Katie on right before the episode, right before the Lift Hard 2, um, Stensland. And I don't know, just food for thought. Let us know. I have a couple open weeks still that I haven't scheduled. So I'm just trying to, fill it with the right episodes. And with that, Chris, did you see anything in Discord or on Instagram this week we should chat about in the fitness or Massonomics world?
A whole bunch of stuff about cottage cheese.
Yeah. Yeah. What's your under 30-second take on cottage cheese?
Apparently is way better than steroids and definitely better than any kind of fruit in Greek yogurt.
Yeah, I did take Tommy doesn't like fruit and okay, Tommy doesn't like fruit and cottage cheese. I don't mind fruit and cottage cheese. I took Jen's advice and some other people's advice and say they'll put a little salt and pepper maybe, and Jen even had mentioned everything bagel seasoning. So I did in the past we did those crisp ones like where you put them on a cookie sheet and like make little like crisp with the everything bagels. Those were good, but I just did like a couple shakes of everything bagel and like cold fresh cottage cheese. That was ass. Like I don't
Yeah.
know. For me that was fucking ass.
It's
I
because
love.
cottage cheese in general is ass, and I'm there. You go. I'm saying it. I'm saying it. But like,
It's
I don't eat dairy very often. Like, I don't eat cheese unless it's on a pizza or on a sandwich. Like, I just don't. I don't.
yeah
I don't seek it out. So the idea of just eating, not only is it cheese, but it's the goopiest. Yeah,
yeah.
goopy is how you describe it. It's chunky. It has the mouthfeel of, I won't say it out loud. I can't like grasp that everybody likes it that much. Even
Yeah,
though
I
the
don't know.
macros are that good, and they're not, it's just really high in, I guess, protein. But like, oh, you just
Yeah,
have a protein drink, man. At
I'll take
least they
Greek
taste
yogurt.
good.
I'll take Greek yogurt over it all day. Like a nice
I
flavored
don't even
Greek
eat
yogurt.
yogurt.
I eat a Greek yogurt every day for like my it's either a mid-morning snack or it's like quote my dessert after lunch basically.
Yeah.
And that's so much but also too like keeping a small sealed Greek yogurt in my lunchbox cold is a lot easier than like a half a gallon, like a larger tote of cottage cheese cold because I'm not gonna buy the tiny individual cottage cheeses because they're super expensive, and I'm not gonna try to make more Tupperware by doing like a smaller serving. So I take like the medium sized container, and it could last 2 or 3 days servings, but it's like well, fuck, now I gotta like get it back in the fridge as soon as I get home, and it's just once it
And who
starts
said to
getting
put mustard in it?
that sounds gross as fuck. No, cottage cheese with some strawberries or some peaches. That's about as far as I'll go.
Yeah, Tommy doesn't eat fruit in general. I think we've learned that. And yeah, I can't. So anyway, I
No,
stay out of all the cottage cheese talk. I don't get it. I'm not interested. I
I
don't eat
think I
cheese
like.
in
I
general.
think I do like cottage cheese slightly better than chicken bakes though.
Like, I'll rock a baby bell, like maybe. Like if my kids are like, "Oh, we want baby bells," and I'm like, "I'll have one with you." Like maybe, but
I don't know what that must be a Canadian thing or a
it
dad thing.
actually is. Yeah, no, they're little wrapped with wax. They're just cheese circles, and they just
Oh, okay. Yeah. Like a cheese wheel. Yep.
yeah, those or a pepin shed. You ever had a pepin shed?
Uh, maybe I eat a cheese stick every day too, so I do consume a decent
Yeah.
amount of
So
dairy, I
what you do is
guess.
you take a pepperoni stick or a
Hmm.
pepperette, as we call them up here, and a stick of cheese, and you eat them in the same bites.
Yep, that sounds good. I do. Yeah, sometimes they sell like jerky like that or like a beef stick, but then it's like now I'm eating like warm cheese. Like how is that like
Yeah.
you at a gas station you can like buy that, and I'm like that can't be like what the fuck kind of like congealed cheese whiz in a shrink wrap container as this. But all right, I think we're good on general topics. Big Chris, do you have a Massonomic sponsor read you want to hit us with?
Yeah. This episode of Unpaid and Underrated is brought to you by the Black Limited Edition Massonomic Slides. The red ones were fine if you're into bright colors and surface level loyalty. These are different. Black means commitment. You don't wear them for comfort, you wear them because you know where your flag goes and you eat cottage cheese without asking why. They're ideal for walking to your garage, arguing in a Discord, and making eye contact with a steak mid-grill. They don't make you lift better, but if you wear them and don't PR, that's probably on you. Pick them up at massonomics.com or don't, but we'll know.
Nice. That was a really good sponsor read for someone that's so new to the crew. I appreciate that, but it was like, and to get, I always love when we get a little jab in there too. Like, so to basically jab at all the red, slide owners, like that's just
No,
great.
you got to wear both. That's a shaboot. You got to wear the one red and one black.
I have seen some of that too. So, no, that was great. That was great.
Yeah, good work.
We do have a looky Lou. Maybe we should kick him out, but we'll
I
let him
don't
stick
want to
around.
kick him out. I think he's in the hospital right now. Oh, that's
I
no.
know.
Brad's here.
We always have to say we got to kick him out. I think Zach showed up a minute ago and
But I think
took over
Zach
my
was in the
host stream.
hospital. Like, I want to figure what is happening there.
It's not good.
Yeah. Anyway,
But,
Zach, message us if you can. Oh, it's Gary. That doesn't count as Brad.
all right.
Who the hell is Brad?
Well, Brad's gone, so now we
Yeah,
can
all the
now we can
looky-loos
see if
are
we
out.
can get Chris on the horn. Is that you, buddy? Is there a big Chris over there?
Yep, I'm here.
Nice. How are you doing? This is Big Chris Maxwell, the new to the crew, aren't you? It's we just saw you join this week. It looks like last week, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah, very new. Just started last week.
All right. Well, then it should be easy. It should be fresh in your mind then. So, what brought you to Massonomics? Let's hear your origin story to find in Discord and Massonomics and crew and podcast, all that.
Yeah, I've been on this pretty much a life overhaul. I struggled a lot with alcoholism and night terrors, PTSD. I'm a 100% disabled veteran. Um, and I don't know, a few months ago, I finally decided I need to get my shit together. And so I checked into a detox facility and got clean, been clean since March 20th. My fiance made a deal with me that every dollar that I would have spent on alcohol, I could spend on stuff for myself. So I decided to get back into lifting,
That's an
build
amazing
myself
deal.
a gym. Yeah, it's been real nice. I got a gym full of Tractor Supply mats and power rack. Um, but one of the things I like to do is keep my head in a headspace right throughout the day. I usually was listening to, Mark Bell back in the day, but I tried putting it back on. He's still talking about the same shit that he's always been talking about. So I was
Man,
like, I need to find something different.
kudos to
And
you for even trying that new podcast of his. I think everyone checked out of that a decade ago, literally.
yeah, yeah, it was not with it. But stumbled upon this or Massonomics, and Tommy and Tanner are real easy to listen to. Um, and then I kind of like the culture y'all are building and stuff. And yeah, just took the dive in, joined the Discord. Now I'm here.
That's awesome. I think you put it great as they are easy to listen to. Like that is a good statement. They are definitely easy to listen to. So w- you first saw them on Instagram and then like found the podcast or just found the podcast because you were just Googling fitness podcast or how'd that, if you don't remember, that's fine. I'm curious
Yeah,
because it was so recently.
yeah. I think I on Spotify you can just swipe to like more like this,
Hmm.
and I was on whatever Mark Bell's
Yeah,
podcast
yeah,
is, and it popped up, and I was like, logo looks legit. Let me check
yeah.
it out.
And did you just like because a lot of like especially their more recent episodes, there's not a whole lot of guests. So did you cherry pick like a certain lifter that you recognized or something, or were you just like whatever episode was out that week and you just listen to them shoot the shit about South Dakota and fucking Tanner's cars?
I picked one of the home gym ones since I'm building a gym. I was
Oh
like,
yeah,
well,
yeah,
let's see what
that's
they got
smart.
to have to say.
Yeah, they definitely got a handful of those, so that's cool. That's cool. And then how is your have you been basically just trying to keep up with the new ones at this point, or have you started any type of like cherry picking through any other ones, or I'm just curious of how much you've consumed of them, give or take.
Yeah, I've consumed quite a bit actually. But I'm caught up, and then I just kind of throughout the day go through all of them, and think probably like 10 episodes in the past already.
Nice. That's awesome. That's awesome. Well, enjoy that journey. You know, you got plenty of time. You got plenty of good. There's plenty of good listening out of those. You know, if there's 10,000 hours, there's there's 9,000 good ones. Give or take. No, there's a lot of good content there. I mean, so yeah, the race for the backlog, completion. You won't be getting there anytime soon, but there's a few hundred really good ones in your immediate future.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
I like the long form too. It's easy to listen to while I'm at work, you know.
and what speed are you listening at?
Oh, I listened to it just one time,
Yeah,
one
Oh, he's
speed.
raw
Yeah,
dogging it. Oh, I can't even
yeah.
One
do that.
1.0, yeah. I'm a 1.0 on like 90% of the media that I listen to, but every now and then you just get a slow talker and I'll go to like 115 or 125 every now and then, but I'm not one of those wild guys that go 175 or 2.0. I'm just like you're lying to yourself if you think you're getting it all at that point.
I'm usually 1.25 now. If I'm doing the
That's yeah.
backlog, yeah, it's 1.25
Yeah,
because
that's fair.
it's too slow otherwise.
Yeah.
I listen to
Um,
ours at 1.0 just because my own voice at 1.25 or 1.5 is weird.
yeah, I can't listen to us fast. So Big Chris, where do you want people to find you on Instagram or Discord, or do you want people to find you? You want to grow your
Yeah.
network of crew homies on Instagram that'll support you in your lifting journey and your home gym journey. There's a few hundred of us out there.
Yeah, it's Chris Max 52 on both Instagram and Discord.
Awesome, awesome. There's a little funny story there because you're so new to the crew, um, and we literally Joey kind of with this all happened last week that we were like, we need to be able to record early because I'm out of town the end of the week, and we were like Joey was like, well, we're free this night, and I was like, well, let's figure out a guest, and then he was like, oh, I'm gonna reach out to the new guy because you had just posted your your sincere this is who I am kind of introduction cover letter to the crew. Uh, Oh, and sorry, I lost my train of thought there. So then,
What just
so then
happened?
I completely brain. I tried to get back to where I was going. So it's Monday, man. It's Monday. So like I didn't know who you were on Instagram, and then so I'm like Googling. I'm Instagram Googling, searching.
Instagram Googling, yeah.
Yeah, I'm Instagram
Google.
Googling
Put it in the
Chris
Google.
Maxwell, and there was one that like I was like, it must be this guy. Kind of looked a lot like you, and I think he followed like they had like 4 or 5 crew adjacent, or crew followers. So I was like, oh, I'm gonna follow this guy. It's got to be him, and didn't get a follow back. Like 2 or 3 days later, I was like, oh, let me like a couple of the posts and just nudge him. It didn't get a follow back. I was like, it must not. Like, is this fucker just not know who it is? And then Joey sent me your real Instagram, and I was like, "Oh, I was following the wrong asshole." So then I had to go unfollow that
I
fucker, and
I DM'd him and I was like, "Yo, is this you?" And he's like, "Not at all." And I was like, "Yeah, okay."
well, I think I was using context of like you had posted what your lifts were, and I was looking at the lifts on the other guy's page. I'm like, I think they're about the same weight. It's got to be this guy, and I don't know. But I was way off.
Way off.
That was just a funny
So
story that everybody
I,
can mock me about.
I'm guessing you don't have a Hall of Fame spot yet. So I think on your next order, just put in the notes and ask Tanner for a Hall of Fame card.
I actually just got one.
Oh
Just
my
yesterday.
gosh. Yes. Are we your first Jack?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
technically, because I have not gotten the. I ordered the drink spotter, but it's not here yet. So
Okay. So you
Yes.
get the drink spotter.
Oh, which drink spotter did you get?
just a standard regular one.
The
I think
original,
you
the
went the
OG?
Yeah.
OG.
That's the good
Yeah.
one. That's the best one. I like all the other ones, but that's the best one.
So you might be able to get some band merch this summer just buying because they'll usually release anything they'll have some band merch at Lift Hard Live Easy, so then you can usually buy that once like a Discord exclusive thing. So you might be able to get that one. Um, I don't know where. Well, that'll lead us to where you at, where you're from, because if we know that, we might be able to figure out when you can get a crew meetup because there's crew all over.
Yeah, I'm in it's called Chuleta, Florida, but Yeah, it's close to UCF, right outside Orlando.
So the only Florida person I know is Jeff.
Yeah, and he's TF. Is that the one where Dante Culpepper went to, or is it the other?
Yes,
Okay,
yes.
so I know Jeff's an alum from of there, but I'm not sure where he current. I think he lives Fort Law. Sorry, Jeff, I don't remember where you live, buddy. But Jeff's in
I
Florida.
could look, but I won't because
Yeah, I don't
it's
remember where
funnier
Jeff.
without it. Oh, the fireworks have started. So up here it's Victoria Day, which is why I have a paid holiday off today. And what they do is they celebrate the Queen Victoria's birthday because she was the queen for 200 years or something like that. And the fireworks are going to start. And that's going to be distracting as all get out
I
because
think
I
I
live
might
out in
have.
the country and people just blast fireworks out here. The other night, I had my boy, Chris, do you have kids?
Yes, I have one daughter.
Okay. So I'm trying to get my boy down and he's all riled up. And the frogs were chirping outside of our window. And you know that lovely sound the frogs make, that
Yeah.
or whatever it is they do, right? And I
Yeah,
said, "Hey,
it's like that times a million.
yeah." And I was like, "Listen to the frogs. The frogs are telling you you're calm. You know if the frogs are chirping that you're safe. There's nothing scary because frogs don't chirp when they're scared." And he started to calm down and he started to nod off. And then fireworks hit and the frogs went to the frogs went quiet and everything. I was so fucking mad. Like, let me tell you. And he was like, "What was that? What was that? What was that?" And I was like, "Oh." So anyway, that's my fireworks story. I'm sorry to derail you guys there. Are you certified yet, Chris?
Yes.
Nice.
What's your gym name?
Qualified barbell.
Very nice. Very nice.
Nice.
The next one, I think, Keith, you should ask because it is your favorite question.
Yeah. So, when Joey had reached out to, because I copy and pasted the stuff for Joey to send to you, since he already had a rapport, which is easier than another person reaching out to you. And I always get a little nervous sometimes because I know that when I send stuff to people, I might not get stuff back for like days, So we've never had this short of a turnaround in a long time. Like our first like 50 plus episodes, yeah, there was usually like we'd get done recording Thursday and I would schedule a guest Friday and then we'd like basically record the next week. But we basically set this up like last Wednesday or Thursday or something, maybe for even
Yeah.
Friday. So we had a very short turnaround. And to your credit, you literally, I think I looked the next day and there was already like 8 submissions or something. So, um, the question basically is, how did you coax your friends and family in? How'd you explain that they probably don't even know what Massonomics is because you're so new to it, and then like we are a subgenre of Massonomics. So were you just like, hey, fill this out? I'm going to be on a podcast, or did you? How did you or did you explain it to any of your friends and family?
Yeah, I just told them that, this podcast I listened to, they got this sister podcast they asked me to be on, and that was all I had to say. My family and friends are like super, super supportive. So
That's awesome.
they jumped on it.
Well, I appreciate not having to, vicariously chase you down through Joey to get you to motivate you to do it because
You
there's
you know
people.
that you know that you can just message people too, right?
Well, I did. I messaged the other guy and it wasn't him, so it doesn't work. I didn't actually, but no,
He was like, "I'm scheduled to be on what now?"
no, because his handle was like, it was almost self deprecating because it was Maxi Pad or something, and it was
Yeah.
like a play on
Yeah.
his last name. But I'm like, this, yeah. So not you though. So good stuff. I appreciate you. So I'm gonna get to a little game here. Well, it's not a game; it's a segment, if you will. So it's called Least Fun, Most Fun. So for anyone listening, and for Big Chris here, it's a simple game. I'm gonna give you one topic, and you're gonna tell me the least fun thing about that topic, and then additionally the most fun thing about it. It's not an either or. It's a this, then, that. So least fun, most fun, Big Chris. Handpicked for you documentaries. Least fun, most fun.
Oh, some of them like really hit you in the gut, and especially the ones that we end up watching here at my house. We watch a lot of true crime,
Mm.
Hmm.
so they're very gut wrenching and sometimes lead to nightmares. But
So that'd be least fun. I'm hoping.
yeah, definitely least fun.
Yes, sir. That makes
Uh,
sense. That makes sense.
Most fun. I love learning shit.
Okay.
So anytime I can learn something, I don't know, I'm like one of those people that like useless facts.
What's the most recent useless fact that you found entertaining?
And was it about platypus?
No,
By the way,
shit.
everything you've ever learned about a platypus is useless. Just putting that out there.
Uh, shit. I don't know. I'm coming up
Oh,
a little
dude,
blank right
you're
now.
good. You're good.
Yeah.
No worries. I sometimes I throw curveballs at people and they don't land, so not a problem, my friend. Not a problem at all.
uh, to save you the segment there just a little bit, I recently learned that the Chinese crocodile is friendly to humans.
Hmm.
Huh.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Why would you need to know that? Why would
I mean,
I
if
need to know that?
I was in China, I'd
It
probably want
sounds
to know.
dangerous enough.
Yeah. Right. It just sounds like something like now that I know that I'm going to approach one and get eaten. Okay. So that was least fun, most fun.
It
What a
was.
Monday. I can't believe it's a Monday and we're recording.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be a long week.
Well,
I
without recording, like we're going to have to go.
Oh well, that I'm looking forward to that. I'm literally I've got so much. Everyone loves to hear how busy I am, but my brother texted me. I'm going to my parents this weekend. So
Aaron
I'm going
got
to
you good.
I'm yeah. So I'm going to my hometown where I grew up. I'm leaving Thursday night and gonna come home Sunday, I think. And but then my brother, who still lives there, is randomly texting me tonight and is like, "Hey, I'm in your town. Let's meet up this week." And I'm like what? Like you've never been to my like he's up here for work or something. And I was like, last time I talked to him, he's a while ago, he was like, "Oh, there's some places like within a couple hours of you that my work might send me sometimes." So then he like dropped a ping on where he was at, and it was like 5 minutes from my house. So it's like my one of my giant brothers is like 5 minutes from my house, and it's just very ironic. So we'll get dinner with him tomorrow or Wednesday, then immediately go back down to my parents for a few days, come back and, turn around and go back to work and start it all over again. So, but I was going to train tonight. So I just had to, basically I needed to train tonight and then Wednesday to be able to kind of spread my shit out. But I trained freaking Friday, Saturday, and Sunday already. So I went out there and tried to start warming up on a log tonight. And I was just like, I'm good. Cause it was going to be like an RP9, like a 190, 200 pound log. And I was just like, I'm not doing this tonight. I'm done. So
Wish I
yeah,
had a log.
I'm gonna be missing some training this week for sure. So,
I'm
but
just coming to your house to steal your log. All right, Chris. Something I ask everybody, and I know you're kind of like jumping back into lifting after you have a history of fitness and lifting, and I'm sure we'll get into that in a second. But I know you're just getting kind of back into it. So I ask everybody this. So let's say you're in a competition and you're about to go for your big lift, and when it's your favorite lift, right? It could be whatever lift it is that you're so excited to do. Who is the one person you could have to hype you up for that?
Mark
Uh,
Bell.
Mark Bell. Mark Smelly Bell.
probably one of my army buddies, Graham Schultz. He's just super uplifting. He's the first person to ever make me feel strong.
Mm,
Like the words he would say to me and stuff, encouragement. So I definitely probably have him by my side.
that's awesome.
It's a good answer. It's a very personal answer.
Yeah, I like that how you put that too. Like, the first person to make me feel strong or something. Like that's really cool. I don't think many people can probably say that. So that even have any that type of support. So that's a really good story. I dig that.
Where did this next question come from, Keith?
Oh, mostly Matt, and I just wanted to. So one of our, you know, crew veterans, in a couple different ways, wanted us to know, what made you want to jump out of a perfectly good airplane. But we don't have to
uh,
go. That's kind of a segue into, some other stuff. So it was more of a something.
yeah,
Nope.
well, the standard answer is usually if you give me a perfectly good airplane, I probably wouldn't jump out of it because Air Force aircraft suck.
Makes sense. All right.
Okay. Nicknames is kind of weird. Christina comes up a lot, but I assume that's just a weird,
Yeah, just a play off my name.
yeah, that's just infantilizing bullshit. Okay. So it's time to get into your lifting. You seemed very, very, I turned my microphone up and it turned up my headphones and I hate it. Uh, Tell us about everything before,
Yeah,
if you can.
so um, started lifting probably 13, 14 years old. My older brother was the head coach. Well, yeah, head coach at the high school that I would eventually go to. So he would, have us, my other younger brother, always working out and stuff with the football teams until we made it there. And then I wrestled in high school, played football in high school. I was on the weightlifting team, so it was just a lot of lifting. Because in wrestling, I was always a heavier weight. I started off at 160 my freshman year, ended at 212 my junior year. I didn't wrestle senior year, so I was always lifting to be bigger. Um, I did pretty well on the weightlifting team. My bench's always been weak, but for my clean and jerk, though in Florida back then we would do bench and clean and jerk.
Yeah, I was
That
gonna follow. I
was
was gonna ask,
the
what do you mean by weightlifting team? Because I've heard of like high school powerlifting, and then there's Olympic weightlifting. But yep, well,
yeah. So Florida high school weightlifting used to be bench and clean and jerk, and now they do Olympic as well. So they have the classic, which is bench and clean and jerk, and then they do the snatch and the clean and jerk.
interesting.
Mm.
Uh, yeah. So from there, I fell in love with weightlifting. It was my favorite sport out of all of them. It's the only sport I did my senior year. Um, and then joined the army. We got introduced to CrossFit because army dudes, for some reason, really love CrossFit. So I had to,
Yeah, they do.
yeah, had to deal with that a lot. But luckily, in my unit, we had a lot of people more interested in the powerlifting. So I got to get a little bit of break and started doing powerlifting. I never competed or anything. I always wanted to, just I don't know, stage fright, I guess. uh, but yeah, I did that for a while. Ran through like some West Side cycles. I did Brandon Lilly's cube method,
I
and
did.
then tried to do some strongman and got fucked up.
Mm.
Doing
Uh-oh.
a yoke. Yeah, went out. One of my buddies, the Graham guy I was talking about, took me out to this guy's compound. He made strongman implements, Clint stones, um, and went out there. They're much bigger than me. We were doing the yoke walk. There was like eight something on the yoke. I felt strong that day, so I picked it up. I took a couple steps, and my knee buckled. And when I dropped, the yoke bounced off the ground and my dumbass stood up at the same time, so it landed right back on me.
Oh,
Jesus.
Yeah, and then I became very scared of lifting for a while after that.
Yeah,
My
that would
daughter
do
was
it,
like
bud.
2 years old, and I was like, "There's no way I'm not gonna be able to hang out with her because I'm doing stupid shit like this." So I kind of started taking it easy, and then that led to kind of like a 9 year hiatus.
hey, but now you're back into it. What are you doing now? Are you doing powerlifting? And I actually wanted to ask what kind of rack you have.
Oh, I got this super cheap rack called RitFit.
Yep.
Um, yeah, it just you can get it off Amazon. I didn't think I was going
Mm.
to be lifting anything heavy, so I was like, I don't need anything fancy right now.
So are you doing straight up powerlifting now?
I'm building a base. I went to West Side Barbell. They got a kind of like a beginners program,
Hmm.
you know. So I'm doing their beginner base building program to eventually just focus on powerlifting.
Awesome.
Okay. And that would be the safest. I don't think I ever injured myself powerlifting, and then today just utterly misread that axle deadlift, and I could feel my right tricep just fight me.
Uh,
Yeah, like if you watch the video, you can watch me pick it up, and then one side tilts, and it's my overhand because I was doing a mixed grip axle deadlift.
I've never seen anyone do
okay.
that, but well,
Why
other
not?
than Mad Cow, apparently.
Yeah,
Well,
why not?
well,
Why wouldn't you? I was trying the
well,
straps; they hurt my wrist, and I was like, "Screw
yeah.
it, I'm gonna go without them." And yeah, I was not centered. And when I picked it up, you could see the right side drop. And I wasn't gonna drop the weights because I don't know, I'm a man, like I don't know what to tell you. And I was just like, oh, I gotta save this. And like I felt my tricep go, no, sir. Yeah, that put an end to that one pretty quickly. Strongman's a pretty good way to get injured. It's funny that way. Because powerlifting, I joke about you being nerds. You're nerds and your numbers and your cues, but like I think it is the safest. I do think powerlifting is probably the safest thing you can
And
do.
it's the easiest to track progress too.
Yeah.
Like I mean, it's very analytical and data driven if you want it to be. I mean, strongman can be too, but like you can really get into the weeds with your spreadsheets on powerlifting and break down all your stuff and see your progression a lot easier than I'm gonna go pick up the sandbag for one more rep next week kind of thing because it's harder to
Yeah.
linear progress certain strongman things when it's just implements and not like
I was doing
throw an extra 2.5 on.
so after that, I just had to do sandbag over the bar and I had my little girl come down. And I was like, just tell me how many to do. And she just kind of, she's 3. And she said, this many,
Nice, that's
4.
not bad.
And I was like, sure. And I did them and they were not easy. And I said, you know what, honey, I'm going to do one more. She's, yeah, go daddy. Like it was the best. It was the best having her down there.
That's awesome.
Um, so what is the Rip Fit rack? Like, is it just when you say you're not planning to lift heavy, like what's going to happen when you do?
Oh yeah, I plan on like just getting a actual like road rack or Titan or something like more substantial. It says it can hold 1,000 pounds, but I can also like push it over. So I highly doubt that.
I mean, I have a standard. It's just from Northern Fitness, and it's held up. And I remember when I
Okay.
was buying it, it was actually the day I made friends with the lady that sold them. And this guy was like, "Hey, like that's $400. You could go to Canadian Tire and get one for 200." And I looked at him and went, "The amount of weight I plan on doing, I'm not trusting a department store rack, right?" So,
Yeah.
you know,
Most even shitty racks. I've done myself and seen people like do 400 plus pound squats and stuff out of like the shittiest $100 rack. So like you're gonna be fine for a while, and then just kind of progress as your funds allow, and you'd be good to go. But no, that I really like the deal you made with your old lady about anything you're going to spend on booze, you can spend on the gym essentially. So my joke earlier that I kind of whiffed on was too bad you didn't drink a bunch of Johnny Walker because then you could have had a lot nicer gym to start with.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was like, can I make that joke? Is it too soon? I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go for it. So there we go.
It's a
So
solid one.
that was my joke that didn't land earlier, so I got a little redemption there. But no, that's a great deal. It sounds like you got a good woman that she's supporting you through your journey with recovery and everything. And I'm assuming lifting has to be a big part of that right now, and just keeping you busy, keeping your hands, not having idle hands, basically. So that's awesome.
Absolutely.
How many are you trying to get down there almost every day just to kind of do something, or are you doing like a 3 day split kind of thing? Or
Yeah, I'm doing pretty much every day. Even my off days are active rest days. So like I'm doing something.
that's smart. That's awesome. That's good stuff. And do you work from home or do you work in a are you like at the office all day and then kind of coming home and like that's your happy time to get into the gym, or what's your daily schedule looking like?
Yeah, so I get up at about 4:30 in the morning.
Oof.
Yeah, and
why?
then I because I gotta be at work at 7.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, and I'm not one of those. I don't really like to lift at night. It gets my adrenaline up, and then I already
Mm,
sleep bad, so I don't.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm the same way.
So I'd rather lift in the morning.
I see. I see.
Anything past 3 p.m., I can't. Unless it's like a bench or something like where I don't have to like really hype up. I'm the
Yeah.
same way. I can't lift at night.
Um, no, that's awesome though. I do want to circle back briefly, only because it caught me off guard. So you said when you were a freshman in high school, or you were not even in high school yet, but one of your siblings was already a high school football coach. Like, do you have a sibling that's like 15 years older than you, or is it just really young,
Yeah.
young when he got into the coaching?
No, I have a weird family. So my brother, my blood brother and I were adopted
Okay,
um by my grandmother. So all my aunts and uncles
are your siblings?
became my siblings. Yeah.
Gotcha, gotcha. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah, yeah.
That's cool of your grandma then for sure. That was like something. The math's not mathin' as they say, but like that
Yeah.
that tracks. That's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
What video games are you playing right now?
I just finished Ghost of Tsushima.
How did you
Um,
finish that? It's like a million hours long. I've been playing that game since it came out, and I'm still not done.
well, I play on easy. I just
Oh,
started playing video games. Yeah.
okay.
I just started. It was actually one of the things my buddy uh told me to do to, kind of keep my mind focused. So
Yeah.
I just started a few months ago.
Oh man, that game, I've been playing it since the day it was launched, and I'm still nowhere near done. Now I'm not dedicated to it. I'm currently playing Assassin's Creed. So I probably have about 2 or 3 nights a week where I shut down and I play Assassin's Creed for 4 or 5 hours. Especially the new one, it's very close to Ghost of Tsushima. In fact, I
Yeah.
think they made the new Assassin's Creed to combat because I think Ghost of Tsushima is Assassin's Creed. Like the gameplay is exactly the same, everything, but it's just prettier.
Yeah. Yeah. Very beautiful game.
Yep. Very, very gorgeous game. What's a good mythical morning?
Yeah, I didn't know what that was.
Oh, that's it's a YouTube show. Um, it's these two lifelong friends who have their own YouTube channel. They've been doing it since YouTube has been allowing people to have channels.
Mm,
It's a really wholesome show. Uh, back, I don't know, like 6 years ago, maybe. The first time I got sober, my younger brother and I we were living together, and he would watch it with me every day, and it was kind of like one of those things that gave me something to do, and I just kind of stuck with it since then.
hmm. It makes sense. I've never heard of that. I'm not online.
Yeah.
You only have, Instagram and post, you know, podcasts. You meant just watching random shit on YouTube, I see.
Yeah, yeah.
What is Old Florida?
Old Florida. Oh, that's probably in reference. Like I get all worked up about how Florida's changing.
Okay.
Um,
We don't do
you know,
politics, so if it's political, we're good.
yeah, it's not so political. It's just we used to have woods. We don't have woods no more.
Mm. So
How
would you say we used to be a proper country?
Yeah,
we
we
used to be
used to
a
be a
proper
proper
country.
country.
Are
Yep.
is it the whole state or just certain parts that's fucking overtaken by the pythons?
It's mostly like the South Florida.
Okay.
Yeah, we don't really have them where we're at. We're north. I'm in Central Florida.
Okay.
Um, yeah, it's in the swamps.
Yeah, that'd be creepy. Gators and 20-foot long pythons.
The 20-foot python has not been found by Garrett yet. Have you guys seen Fishing with Garrett? He yoinks and boops.
Yeah, the
I've seen
yoink
the
Yeah,
yoink
guy.
guy.
he's
Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
don't
searching
follow
for
him, but
that
I see
20
him on
foot. Oh, I
Instagram.
follow him.
Yeah.
He's hilarious to me. I'm gonna hit you with Mount Rushmore.
all right.
All right, all right. Um, I had a couple of them I liked, and I think I want to go with this one. Your Mount Rushmore of Marilyn Manson songs.
Oh, uh, target audience.
Yep,
On my top song.
underrated
Um,
album for sure.
yes, yes. Then get your gun.
Yeah, that's from that first album, Lunchbox.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I love that album.
Boy. Um, I'll go with Lamb of God and keep it all on that album, Coma Black.
Yeah, okay. Um, the reason I asked is because he's a polarizing character. I think is
Yes.
the politically correct term. How do you feel about the Pale Emperor?
It's okay.
He
It
won
was
he won awards for that. Like that was huge.
yeah. I like that he was kind of trying to get back to himself at least.
Hmm.
Um, when I think of Marilyn Manson, though, I put him in a category of music I don't think he often gets mixed with. but like a Portrait of American Family is it's very punk.
Hmm.
There's a lot of punk elements, and he moves away from that the further down his discography that you go. It goes more dark wave
Industrial,
and
very
more
heavy industrial. And
yeah
then when you get to the Pale Emperor, he almost goes blues and country.
yeah
I don't know if the Pale Emperor or the one before that. No, that's the Pale Emperor isn't the one he won awards for. It was the one before that. I can't remember the name of it, but it has the Killing Strangers song from John Wick.
yeah. I did like that song. That was
That
good.
that whole album, like that one's
Yeah
on repeat in my home. I love that album. So the reason, because Dodge just went to the Marilyn Manson concert, so it's kind of fresh on my mind. Have you heard his cover of the Phil Collins "Pack of Lies" song?
I just listened to it like
It's
last week,
it
I think.
sucks. It's
Yes.
been a long time since I heard a Marilyn Manson song and
Yes.
was like, so the country album he did with Shooter Jennings, I think was the last time I was like, yeah, I'm not into this. And that was it. That's all I said. Yeah, I'm not really into
Yeah.
this. That cover, I listened to it and I was like, this sucks. This is awful. And I don't want to hear it again.
Yeah. It takes a while for it to even like turn into a song, really.
Yeah.
Like it yeah, it was very disappointing, especially for a cover. He usually does really good on covers.
In
Mhm.
His takes
fact,
on covers.
I would call him a cover artist because all of his biggest songs have been covers: Sweet Dreams, Tainted
Yeah.
Love, right? Like everything he's done has been a cover that has been chart topping, except for that Killing Strangers album. I think I do want to ask one more because I
Yeah.
think this one's interesting.
Yeah, I like both my FMKs, so hit them with two. We're good.
Yeah,
Level
Mount
up.
Rushmore of non-American musicians.
Ooh, okay. Let's see. Nasty. They're like hardcore. Uh then I mean you gotta have Ramstein in there.
Of course.
Who?
Um
Never heard of them.
Oh, so that's a joke that
Well, wait, I really haven't until recently, but yes,
yeah,
but I have.
he specifically, just for context, Keith once said he's never heard of
Rammstein.
Ramstein.
I
Uh,
gotcha.
and I was able to track down that he has watched the Triple
Triple
X
X.
movie in which they perform live. And I was like, there's no
Yes.
way you've never heard of this band. You rated this on your page.
I was like 16 when I watched that movie.
So it's funny that yeah, anyway. So that's two.
That's good stuff.
Um let's go with Bullet for My Valentine just because it is the first band I ever moshed to.
Where are they from?
They're from Wales.
Oh.
Yeah.
For some reason I pegged them as American. I decided to
Yeah.
not watch them when they performed here. It was at a festival, and I decided to drink Jaeger in the Jaeger tent instead.
I don't blame you.
Hey, I know you haven't listened to every episode, but I met Vinnie Paul because of that.
Nice. Hell yeah. Um uh fourth person. I'm blanking on a fourth right now. Um damn. I listen to a lot of different megahertz. I don't know if you've heard of them. They're
Nope.
like they're kind of like Ramstein. They're actually very similar, but a little bit heavier.
Heavier than Ramstein. And the only reason I made that is because like some of the UK crew has mocked me for the way I say Ramstein.
They really
Um,
mocked me how I say it.
yeah, well, yeah, but you've never heard of them, so that's fair.
Um, quick follow up, I guess. So you're training at like between 5 and 6 in the morning, basically before you go to work. Are you AirPodding it up? Or are you lifting as quiet as you can? You got a house full of family or anything you're having to keep quiet around, or how does as I don't train at 5 in the morning, so I don't know what that would be like. But I'm just curious if you. It sounds like you're very big into music, so how are you making that work?
Yeah, my garage is pretty insulated
Oh,
sound
nice.
wise. You got to walk through the laundry room and then into the garage, so I just
That helps.
blast it. Oh, I don't know what my neighbors hear.
Fair cooking mess. And
what kind of plates you using?
I have when I'm like deadlifting stuff, I do have bumper plates, but I have
Mm.
iron plates as well.
Yeah, those iron plates add a definite sound.
Yes.
nice. Well, I think I'll hit you with a couple FMKs here. So if you're not familiar, it's FMK. So you got three topics, and you have to decide which one you want to fuck, which one you want to marry, and which one you want to kill. So FMK. Gonna go with a little food first, and then move into something else. But first one here: sushi, wings, lasagna. FMK. Sushi, wings, lasagna.
Uh,
And you do have your druthers.
It's a
You're
hard one.
encouraged to use it. Yeah, it is.
uh,
No, I think.
let's do Mary lasagna because it's always there for you. You know,
Yeah, especially
good,
made
heartwarming.
made
Good
with cottage
lasagna is hard.
cheese.
Really
Yeah.
good lasagna is hard to beat.
Uh, and let's go ahead and kill the wings.
What?
Ooh,
Yeah, I can put buffalo sauce on anything else.
I like
Come
sushi,
on,
but damn,
it's
wings
just
are
a
better.
buffalo sauce delivery system is all it's for.
Yep.
So you're gonna marry sushi then?
Uh,
What type of
uh,
sushi? Or
uh,
yeah, you're right. You're
yeah,
gonna have sushi. Yep. I gotcha. I gotcha. Okay, so like, there might be some people that disagree with that, but it is your druthers and it's your decision. That would be tough though. I think I'd have to. Wings would have to be up. I couldn't kill wings,
I don't
but
think I could. Like, I think I would marry wings and like you're here forever.
I really like sushi. Like, I think I eat sushi more than I eat lasagna, just because we don't like.
Yeah,
I don't know,
because
but
lasagna is hard to make. Like, it's a
I like
commitment.
a good lasagna, but like my unless I'm eating it, unless everyone that I used to that the majority of the people that I used to cook lasagna that I enjoyed are all passed away now. So it's like I don't get lasagna very often. Like my aunt and my grandma are dead, so it's like my mom might make lasagna every now and then, but I see my mom like twice a year, so it's like lasagna is not a big. And I think I had some Olive Garden lasagna last year and it was ass. So I was like, ugh, I don't think I'm gonna take a shot on like commercial Italian shitty Americanized lasagna anymore. I'll save that for chicken parm. But yeah, it's your druthers, it's your choices. So I'm gonna hit you with one more here, just because I had two that I liked that were submitted. So, FMK, Big Chris, music, art, books. FMK, music, art, books.
mm,
Okay,
yeah, I'd set myself up for this one.
okay.
Uh, let's see. Uh, I'll marry music.
Yep,
Uh, yeah, that's my go-to. I damn,
that's tough because like art is visually and peaceful, but if you're
yeah,
not, if you, books is that's so much entertainment and learning. Or for you, I know you a lot of what we read, you like to learn stuff, but just the sheer amount of like fiction books that I've read, I couldn't kill a book.
yeah. I think I'm gonna have to kill the book though, just
Yeah,
because I can get that information other places.
yeah,
If
that's
you got
true.
rid of art, like there's no getting that back.
That's true because your books can be podcasts and YouTube videos if they have to be. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So that makes sense. But yeah, I
yeah.
don't know. Arts. So what type of art are you consuming? Like what does art mean to you? How are you getting your art?
I love art in like almost all forms.
Okay.
I was very into like charcoal drawing and stuff, as a younger kid. My biological father and my brother both tattoo artists. Uh, so I grew up around tattoo shops. Yeah, my wife's grandmother is was an artist, so we have all kinds of paintings
That's
and
awesome.
drawings. Like she has like those like 8 foot tall freaking canvases and stuff. Like
No,
we're gonna
dang.
need a storage unit when we
Yeah,
inherit all of them.
sounds like it.
um, but yeah, I'll even watch like dance.
Mhm.
Just anything that somebody can do creatively. It's always just intrigued me. I love watching people express themselves.
Is podcasting an art?
I would say so. I couldn't
No.
just sit here and do this and carry on conversation with random people all the time.
No, you're doing good. How are you feeling? Are you nervous as all get out, or are you
Oh
are you having
yeah,
a good time?
absolutely. I don't.
Um,
like you guys are easy to talk to. Don't get me wrong. I just
Yeah,
I've never been one for small talk. You know.
Oh
it
no, that's all we do.
it took me a couple months to not be like shitting my pants every, right before the episode, basically, of just like the nervousness and like, oh, I'm gonna say anything that's gonna embarrass myself, and I'm just like been embarrassing myself for 2 years now. Now it's just like I don't care. Like I don't think there's anything I can say that's gonna shock anyone at this point and like hurt anyone's feelings too bad. So it's just kind of, we are who we are, just having fun. But no, that's awesome that you have an appreciation for all that different stuff, and you know I enjoy it. Let's see if there's anything else in these additional facts.
Well, I think the one thing is, so when you stopped lifting, you coached.
Yeah, well,
I
I coached before I stopped lifting.
okay,
So yeah, I didn't touch on. I coached like Pop Warner while I was still in high school. I coached
Okay.
the girls weightlifting team while I was on the boys weightlifting team. Um, coached youth wrestling for USA Wrestling Club. I did, yeah, quite a bit. Even my brother and I even freaking coached like Richard Simmons exercises at a damn old folks home when my
that's
one of the
amazing
youth was
though.
there. Yeah.
That is cool.
Like that's yeah, that's there's a word I'm looking for, and of course I can't remember it. Commendable. That's awesome. Like that's so cool, especially the Richard Simmons stuff. Sweating in the oldies, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, with the little step up platform.
Whatever gets people moving, man. I'm not.
Yeah.
I come across as pretty judgmental and angry all the time, but like no, I'm not. Whatever gets people moving, man. As long as you're not sumo deadlifting.
Speaking of that, well, the moving, not the sumo deadlifting. In our notes here, I think you even commented that you had lost a fairly dramatic amount of weight in the last couple months. Was that all from just getting back into lifting? Was it a lot of it not drinking? Like how did you accomplish the 50, 60 pounds, and how are you on your weight loss journey, and where do you want to be? All that.
Yeah,
I'll add one thing. Um, what would you tell people looking to do the same thing?
yeah, I just went pretty strict on my diet, you know. I mean, obviously cutting out the alcohol. I drank a lot of wine. Um, that was my way of not drinking heavier. Because I used to drink a lot of vodka, like a lot. So I kind of, in my head, I wasn't doing anything wrong if I was just drinking my bottle of wine before I went to bed. I wasn't hurting nobody, you know. I wasn't getting shit faced. But but that's a lot of calories, a lot.
Hmm.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, cutting that out definitely helped. Um, I've been pretty much fueled by turkey here lately, you know, just turkey and greens. You know, I cut out most of the carbs, any trace carbs that I have. I try to make sure I have fiber with it. Uh, you know, I don't do sugar. Um, don't really do caffeine unless it's absolutely necessary. Uh, which even
What
then, I
what counts as necessary?
mean, if I'm like really struggling at work, because I got to stare at
Okay.
a damn computer screen. So like, if I'm really struggling,
Yeah.
then I'll suck it up. But I don't like how it makes me feel, anyways. But yeah, I just cut out all that. I've been very strict. I told myself like I used to do this shit all the time. You know, like just suck it up and do it now. You know, I have 11-year-old girl that counts on me. So I have to do that for her. And then my fiance counts on me. I have to do it for her. Um, yeah, I just I would say to whoever needs to know is just like you can do it. Like you just got to tell yourself that. I don't like it's you have to want to do it. You know, there's been plenty of times I could have done this, but I just truly at the end of the day, if I'm real with myself, I just didn't want to. You know, I was okay with being at where I was at until it became not okay, you know. So you do have to want to do it. But then you can. There's so much resources out there to help you through it. Um, there's Reddit. There's a no drinking Reddit. It is one of the most supportive. places I have seen for people that are drinking or trying to quit drinking, especially the veteran community. That's really important to me. When I was going through my detox, I saw a lot of the other veterans that I was in there like struggling. They didn't feel like they had support systems, and it was weird to me because it's like I'm going through the same programs as you are, and I don't know if they're not getting the same messages. If my social worker is just a better social worker, but there are so many programs for veterans to help you get your shit together, and they work and they care. There's all these horror stories about the VA, but like I don't work for the VA. I'm not a spokesperson for the VA. They truly care. Like they really do. They want to see you succeed. And I mean, at the end of the day, selfishly, they want you to be better so they don't have to treat you. If you
Hmm.
want to look at it that way, either
Yeah.
way, they want you better, and they will get you better. So yeah, just find a support system. Like me reaching out into the Discord was me trying to extend my support system and trying to get comfortable speaking about this kind of stuff and putting it out there. And you know uh, yeah, I don't really know how else to get through it than just you got to do it. Oh
We've got a crew that works for the VA actually, and I don't want to
Yes.
name them, but you know, good friends, really good friends, and genuinely people that care about people. So thank you for that. And also, yeah, joining our Discord. I don't think you'll find any more supportive group in the world than
yeah.
our Discord, right? You're having a bad day and you want to go in there and just say, "Hey, I'm having a bad day. Somebody want to chat?" Like it might take a bit, but somebody's going to be there. So I do appreciate that about our Discord crew is except for me and Keith, they support everybody.
Yeah, no, they rip us apart. But I mean,
But we put
unless
ourselves
you're
out there,
unless you're
right?
cannon fodder like us, I mean, it's like me, you, Tanner, and Tommy, are the only ones that really get the constant.
Tommy
There's
gets
some other,
nothing. Relax.
but but yeah, circling back to your story, man, that was really good, man. I'm very proud of you. I'm happy for you. I want you to succeed. Hopefully, you're in a spot in your life now. How old are you?
I'm 32.
Okay, so you're old enough. You probably, it sounds like you said you tried quitting several years ago, and or whatever. So the fact that you're 32-year-old man now, you should probably hit him in a lot better position maybe to be able to handle all this adversity and kind of you got a young daughter to take care of. You got a sounds like you got a fiance you're trying to get married with and all that. So it's like sounds like you have every reason to stay on the straight and narrow and to do all the right things. So we're all rooting for you, man. And if getting jacked and losing weight is just a byproduct of that, like either way, it sounds like you're win-win. It's like, you know, either one of them independently would be a pretty awesome story on its own. So if you're able to combine both of them, and I would say if one has to go away though, I would I'd let go of lifting and dieting to hold on to the sobriety, but that's just me. But
Yeah.
good luck on your journey, man.
I appreciate it.
And with that, I think we have a game we like to play.
Oh, I know. I was waiting for it. I do want to shout out Sky though. Like Sky's your daughter, right?
Yes.
Yeah, big shout
Yes.
out. It changes you once you're looking at them and you're like, I gotta do something different now, right? So love
Yeah,
that.
she is
So
my world. Yeah.
hopefully she doesn't listen because we swore a bunch.
Ah.
We go ahead
It's
with your
always
game.
it's always very hit or miss when I think when family listen, because I think a lot
Yep.
of the people that are like there a lot of people won't even send the podcast. Like I used to have more control because I would send it to people that I had been DMing, but now that we do the questionnaire, it's like I don't know if anyone outside of the regular people listen to the podcast or not, but is what it is. So unpaid or underrated. It's this relatively new segment we got going here. Joey and I came up with it all by ourselves in our think tank. So it's unpaid or underrated, similar to some copycat games and whatnot. But basically, we're going to give you up to 6 to 9 topics here, and you're going to tell us, after using your druthers, if you think that particular topic is underrated, meaning it's pretty awesome, or if you think it's unpaid, which kind of sucks because nobody wants to be unpaid. So For you, we hand selected a handful of these here. Big Chris, unpaid or underrated mirrors. Unpaid or underrated mirrors.
Oh, unpaid. I hate mirrors so much. They just creep me out, you know. It's I don't ever since I was a little kid, it's just like it's looking at your soul. I don't like that, you know. I don't like
it's
it.
it's
No.
so funny because I was driving the other day and I was using my mirrors and I thought to myself, this is like the second greatest invention by humans is because it's like making my driving safer. So it's so funny that you say that because here I am like making sure I don't kill people with mine. But yeah, no,
Did you have a
that's
bad
also
experience,
true.
like one of those carnival walkthrough crazy house and mirror bullshit
No,
things? Because
I
I could
don't
see that. I
know
could see that
where it came
scarring
from.
like a 5-year-old or something for sure.
Just makes you uncomfortable in general.
Yeah, I think I freaked out my fiance the first time we ever did like a spend a night with each other kind of thing. Took her to the beach and we went into the hotel room, and the hotel room had a big ass mirror in the bedroom, and I took that thing off the fucking wall and I put it under the bed.
Dude,
And
you
she's
know
like,
the
"What the hell?"
you know the worst is like every now and then I'm in a random hotel room or like just a place like a public bathroom or something, and they'll have a mirror that like is in front of the toilet, so you gotta sit there and look at your dick while you piss, and it's the weirdest fucking thing. It's like I don't need to see this. It's the most awkward experience ever is looking at yourself go to the bathroom. It's
Just
so
flex.
weird.
You'll feel so much
Yeah.
better. Like every time like that's the way to get comfortable with mirrors is every time you see them, just give it a flex and you'll start to enjoy them a little more.
So you're looking at a laptop right now. Do you have the Zoom open? So you've been looking at your face for the past 2 hours, right? Or does that not give you the same like eerie feeling?
It's not quite the same.
Okay,
It's not quite the same.
I
Yeah, I
feel
don't
you.
know. It doesn't look as HD as a mirror does.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I can see that. Have you done that thing where like you put a blanket on the mirror and then you look on the side and it can still see you?
I just saw a video of it
That shit's wild.
not
Like
too long ago.
it's
Yeah.
so weird how that works so well, right?
Yeah.
Like how does it see me through the blanket? Like that's messed up.
Yeah, I saw that and I was like, that's why I don't like fucking mirrors.
Yeah. Yeah, there is an actual like neurological explanation for that because that's how mirrors kind of work. But it I can see that being uncomfortable if I'm being honest with you.
All right. Well, let's go a little lighter one here. Unpaid or underrated broccoli.
Oh, underrated. I love broccoli.
That's what I heard.
Love broccoli. Yeah,
What about?
I don't even know if it's 100% true, but I was always told all cruciferous vegetables are anti-estrogens by nature. So like it's just good for lifting. They taste good, you know. I like vegetables in general, really. But yeah, broccoli is amazing.
Do you like steamed broccoli as a side, or are you walking around with just like stalks of broccoli, dipping it in whatever
Oh,
healthy sauce you want?
I
Like,
hate when people do that, just the raw broccoli and the ranch, and they're like, this is
Uh,
good. And I'm like,
I
no,
mean,
it's not, you liar.
it's not well at that point. It's a device for the ranch, so like that's why, and especially saying you're eating healthier now too. Like you can't be there's not really good dips. Like there's not
yeah.
carb free, fat free dips that
Have you
have
guys
any.
ever had a dill dip? Like a creamy dill dip?
It doesn't sound healthy
I
or
don't think
flavorful.
so.
Oh,
I don't. I don't like
everybody
it.
goes on about ranch, and there's this one place I go where they make a creamy dill. Yeah, every time. Like, don't bring me anything other than that creamy dill. I'm gonna make that for you one.
Creamy dill might have to be the episode title. But probably not. Stephanie's been eating like bags of dill pickle chips lately, and I'm just like, I don't even want to fucking kiss her after that. It's so nasty. Like I can't stand the smell of dill.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not a fan. All right. Unpaid or underrated birthday cakes.
Unpaid. I don't like them. Most of the people I know don't like them, but well, everybody buys it for the birthday, and then everybody has to like begrudgingly. At least I say everybody, not everybody. Most of the people I know, they begrudgingly take the piece of the cake, and you just spent $50 for this freaking thing. Yeah, it's
Well,
just
I can go to those. So are we talking? So like you like cake in general, or you just don't like birthday cake, or you don't like cake at all?
I'm not really a sweets person in
Okay.
general.
Okay.
Um, but
Same.
yeah, definitely not cake. Like if I'm gonna eat sweets, I'm gonna make it count. You
Yeah,
know?
I'm gonna have a gummy bear or something. Like I'm not gonna eat a cake.
Yeah.
I do like certain cakes. My mom actually texted me this. Everyone knows I like Jello cake, and my birthday is in June.
What's
But
a Jello cake?
we've talked about this like 20 times. So it's
Okay.
like a vanilla, just a plain, like a, so it's a, some people call it a Jello poke cake. So you take like the freshly cooked like sheet cake,
Mm.
like just a regular, flavored cake, poke a bunch of holes in it, and you pour like hot liquid Jello in it, and you let it like sit and like congeal for a day, and then it's just like a moist gel. It has no like gelatin texture whatsoever. It's just a moist flavored sheet cake of whatever the Jello flavor is, topped with
I
like Cool Whip and
I'm
bananas and
making a
chocolate cream.
face, but like I
It's so
kind of want
good.
to try it.
No, it's amazing.
Like I know I'm making the face like that sounds
If you make
awful,
it
but
down,
like
if you make it
I
down for the birthday, then hopefully it will be some. But anyway, so I might get a double helping because Stephanie thought she was off the hook when I said, "Oh, my mom said she was making me a cake," and I was like, and I immediately said, "That doesn't mean you're off the hook for making me one next month, though." But if I get my fill of it this weekend, maybe I'll let her off the hook, I guess. But that's been like a historical, like this is what I want for my birthday. It's literally all I want. Just like I know it sucks because it takes like some time to make it, but like I just want a goddamn Jello cake. So anyway, that was my rant over. So I think that's why I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go a fourth one here and throw Joey a curveball. Because how do you say the top word there? Is that Sambo? So unpaid or underrated Sambo? SAMBO? I don't know what that is.
Sambo.
Sambo. What is
Yeah.
that?
It's like judo.
Okay.
It's a Russian form of judo. It's called combat sambo. Definitely underrated. It needs to be a lot more popular, I think, because it's fighting. You punch and kick and you throw people. It's awesome sport. We did a lot of it when I was in Army. Did a lot of that and judo.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah, it's just a more physical form of judo, I would say. They even do it blind. There's a whole blind sambo
Hmm.
division.
Damn.
Um,
how does it
yeah.
compare to Krav Maga?
It's in the same vein as in the fact that it was designed for combat,
Hmm.
but I would say Krav Maga is probably way more technical. Uh, but yeah, two completely different things as far as technicalities, but they were designed for the same effect, essentially, just using your body weight over somebody. I'm sure, like in the actual combat sambo, there's more pressure points and stuff that you don't learn in competition sambo. But yeah,
Those
but,
those pressure point things are funny as shit. I saw a viral reel the other day where the guy like punched like did like the really hard jab of like their heel and he just fucking like knocked him out cold basically.
ah,
Like, I don't know how.
Well, I learned something. I guess it's my turn.
Yes, I passed the range.
Unpaid or underrated Taylor Swift?
uh, definitely unpaid. I can't stand her. All her songs are the same. Uh, at least all the ones that I've heard. I'm sure she has different songs. All the songs that I've heard, they're the same. Uh, and I just is one of those people that you can't escape.
Hmm.
She's everywhere. Don't understand it. There's so many other like amazing artists out there, but for some reason we like to focus on a very select few.
That's true. Fiona Apple just released a new song and nobody knows.
I
I
did
didn't
not know
even know. And I'm a
that.
Fiona Apple fan and I had no clue. But of course, she's not Taylor Swift.
Whoa.
Unpaid or underrated Chipotle? Chipotle.
Definitely unpaid for me as well. Um, there's so many other restaurants that do the same thing where you can load up the bowl. That tastes a lot better and
Mom,
costs way cheaper.
mom and pop places.
Mom and pop places.
It is good when you can find a mom and pop Chipotle. That's pretty awesome. Like it's like the same layout, and you can go in and say, "Hey, you don't
Yeah.
have to like sit down and order, and you can actually go through the subway line and get your Chipotle adjacent." Like I agree, it's pretty awesome. but it usually costs, I don't know, at least up here, the couple I found cost like a quarter more,
Okay.
a third
Yeah.
more.
Yeah, I would say roughly the same price around here.
That's fair then
Uh,
if you can do that.
well, we had the benefit of being in a, I don't know exactly where y'all live at, but Orlando is like a test market for everything.
Mm.
So
Mm-hmm.
we have shit that's not even in the rest of Florida or the rest of the South. It's here. So we got everything's very competitive as far as pricing goes and stuff.
Sounds like a magical place. The Orlando Magic. But
Unpaid or underrated Metallica.
Ooh, this is gonna piss a lot of people off. uh, unpaid. I'm not a huge Metallica fan. Um, I appreciate what they've done for the genre. I don't don't care for it. I don't know if it's because I've heard it too much. In fact, this is also gonna piss a lot of people off. One of my favorite albums by them is the one that everybody fucking hates.
Saint
Saint,
Anger.
Saint Anger.
Saint Anger.
Hell
Yes.
yeah. I listened to it
Yes.
today.
Yeah.
I think I was a
I
junior
love
in high
it.
school when that came.
It's actually funny because um we stopped somewhere and this random girl was drunk and she was like, I want to hear Nothing Else Matters. And then on the way to the car, I went, okay, guys, we're gonna go actually listen to a good Metallica song. And she was like, how dare you? And I put on Saint Anger. I put on Frantic.
Yeah.
Now, of course, I'm not a huge Metallica fan, but I do appreciate them as well. So I thought that was a really good answer. Well, I think the last one I got to go with before we say whether you passed or not. And you've hit us with unpaid on almost all of these, by the way. So
Uh,
I want to see how you really feel about this one. Unpaid or underrated, the Barney song.
the Barney song. Oh man, underrated. I used to. I loved Barney when I was a little kid. Loved Barney so much. The fact that my family would mess with me. We would do this thing on Easter. All the kids would get an Easter egg, and inside it would have like something that they would have to do. We didn't know this, but it was rigged on what kid gets what egg. So but every year I would have to get up and sing the I Love You song to everybody. I loved it at first, and then it got embarrassing as I got older. But yeah, I love Barney.
Barney was good stuff.
I think
Well,
I
I
was too
think
old for Barney.
you're younger than me. Actually,
I
I
just
think I was too old
maybe
for Barney too, for
I
sure.
don't know. When I was a kid, like when I was a kid, like predated Barney was. Does anyone know? Anyone listen to this have ever seen or heard of the Purple People Eater? Because that was like
Yeah,
as a child. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
like that's when I think of like my kid childhood, like the big purple thing. Like that's what I always think about because
the
that
one-eyed,
movie.
one-horned, one-armed paper there. Yeah,
That was like the one movie I would because I don't think the video store near me had it, but the one near my grandparents had it. So like as a 5, 6, 7, 8 year old, I would go spend time with my grandparents. Would walk down to the video theater and rent that for 50 cents, and I'd fucking watch it, and that'd be my babysitting and shit. And I don't think I've thought about that movie until thinking of Barney just now in 2030. Somewhat Barney adjacent.
Barney adjacent. All right. Well, I think you passed unpaid and
You did.
underrated.
You did.
Yeah,
nice.
we're gonna air this episode.
Hopefully, it did. As long as we're recording it, I think we're recording. I
I am
heard that. I
fairly certain I'm recording this one.
I
I've
do.
checked like three
I
times.
do
We
see
don't
a
know
red.
anymore though.
I see a red circle.
Oh my Lanta. Gary is still here.
Right. He's probably doing an Instagram live currently on
Yeah,
well.
while he's doing
He's
this.
just streaming our podcast and we don't even realize it. That
Yeah.
fucker.
And he's liking all of our posts.
uh
So normally we open this up to you to see if you have any questions to us. And I thought this would be really interesting as somebody who's kind of new to the crew to see if what questions you come up with. I messaged you earlier today to say like, hey, here's your chance. Ask away, my friend. Do you have anything for us?
Yeah, I got a few. For both of you guys, what would be um y'all's Mount Rushmore for your strength accomplishments?
I can go. At least I'll do a couple real quick. Being consistently in the gym for almost a decade. Be one. Doing I think I'd have to look it up, but I've done like 11 or 12 powerlifting meets, maybe 13. I think I've done 12 powerlifting. Um, Strength accomplishment it was specifically.
Yes.
I'll go strength adjacent and just like building the community and having lift parties and stuff and having done like a place for people to come and, use their strength. And then I don't know,
Cop out.
spending $5,000 in the last couple years to go to South Dakota to show my strength or lack thereof. I don't know. As far as individual numbers, I don't know. Squatting the first time I squatted over 400 was awesome. Yeah, I don't know. Block pulling 500 this last year was pretty cool. And overhead pressing 200 pounds was awesome. Like I could, nothing really stands out, I guess, specifically,
Nothing
but
really stands out.
I think I hit more than enough. I used my extra druthers and answered like 7 or 8.
Uh, the first time I deadlifted 365 for reps, and I have a picture of it the day I did it. It's over there, right there. I can see it on my wall. And it was because I said I would never do it. I said, there's no
Okay.
way I'm going to get there. I'm never going to do 365 for 5, but that was my goal. And now it's nothing. But at the time, because I was not like really training, right? I was just horse cocking around. I did it. And I think to me that was a big milestone of, wait a minute, I can actually get strong here. Like I can really do that. Um Going to the no wine cellar I think is on my list, because it is kind of what he said. It is that community, it is all of that, but it was like me and my friend Steve, who I've known Steve for 20 years of my 40-year life. Actually, 30 years of my 40-year life. We got in a car and we drove. No, Steve didn't come with me.
No, Steve had the wrong weekend.
Yeah, Steve had the wrong weekend. Um,
Steve, call out, buddy. You still haven't been here.
yep. But me heading down there and just like surprising Keith and lifting in his basement. And what did I do that day? I did something stupid that day too.
You and I did like a dueling deadlift at one point, which was pretty cool because
Yeah.
I was doing rack pulls and you were doing regular deadlifts off the floor. We were like just looking at each other, going rep
Yeah.
for rep.
And that is combined with what we've done here with my strength training. Learning stone lifting, I think, was one of those things where I was just like confused, right? Like it's kind of like a coming out story. I was like a power lifter. And then one day there was a really heavy rock in the yard, and I was like, I wonder if I could pick that up. And that was, I think, my transition to strongman. And then I think the last one would be just going to the Arnold at all. It was not a thing I ever expected somebody like me would do. Because again, like Chris, you wouldn't know this. I spent the first 35 years of my life hating fitness, just
Okay.
hating every aspect of it because of just, my brothers were bodybuilders. I hated my gym teachers. I hated everything about it. And then to suddenly be into it enough that I go to the Arnold, and here's the thing, got recognized at the Arnold. People knew who I was at the Arnold. Like, I think that's probably the biggest Mount Rushmore is like, I went there and people were like, oh, you're Joey. And they knew who I was from my Instagram and from my lifting and all of that kind of stuff. So I think that I would put that on there as well. So yeah, the first time I did 365, going to the no wine cellar. I do want to say the alien face is going to South Dakota. But I don't think that has anything to do with my strength. I think that has everything to do with just being in the strength community. So that's going to be the alien face is like, I fucking went to South Dakota. I've been to South Dakota more times than I've been to Halifax. And Halifax is my favorite place in the world. Well, right next to Aberdeen, South Dakota, right now.
I think I'm going for my fifth time next month or 2 months from now. Fifth,
Yeah, I'm
yeah.
definitely. I'm.
Two Julys and 2 Decembers. So yeah, this will be five. Fuck,
I've
man,
done
that's
2 Julys. I did 1 December. Have I done? No, I only did the 2 Julys, right?
yeah.
Because there's only been 2 Live Hard Live Easies. This is the third.
Yeah, you missed crew faults one,
I
and
missed the
then
first Crew Falls. But again,
lift hard
it's
live
just
easy.
because traveling's hard right now, and with my job change coming and all that kind of stuff, like I just the investment isn't there.
I'll circle back to mine briefly. I know I gave you like 20 answers, but I think just the transition, like I literally powerlifted for a decade. Or,
Hmm.
I competitively powerlifted for like 7 or 8 years. And then horse cocked for a couple years before that. And then I just thought I was going to be a powerlifter until I was 80. And then I literally anybody that knows me, I fear change, I hate change, I
He
love change.
does.
Change is the worst thing in the world. What is it? Nate input I'll just
Change, no.
change, no change, blur, 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 change. Like I just so the fact that I pivoted a year and a half ago, basically almost exactly a year ago, because I remember I reached out to Jake. Well, technically, I did a local strongman show in like this January of 2024, but then I didn't get signed up for Lift Hard Live Easy pivoting to strongman until like March or April. So basically, a little over a year ago, I started training for Lift Hard Live Easy 2 for strongman, and I've been running with it. Like
Yep.
I've done a powerlifting meet in between then, also, but I've done like 4 strongman shows this year, 5 strongman shows since I've got into this, and it's just, very, very, modest, meager weights and performances, but like I fucking love this. Like I love the community that I'm able to now. I kind of because I've kind of lost people have just been moving away, and it's been harder to get people to come over here on certain days. And I can still get like big numbers for my once a month gatherings sometimes, but getting the consistent, like having a training partner here every Sunday, like I did have for several years, like that's almost went away. It's really hard to get anyone over here Sunday morning. So pivoting a little bit to the strongman was a double bonus, because it gave me I was just burned out on the sport of powerlifting and just the same thing. So I was able to add thousands of dollars worth of new gym equipment, which is awesome. I was able to add like 20 new
Still doesn't have a
high.
new laptop.
I'm until my job regulates, there will not be any large expenditures
If
until
I see
I've
any new
job
gym
secured.
equipment
Oh no. Well,
before a laptop, we're gonna
uh,
fight.
well, I'm bringing home stuff, but it's already paid for. I'm picking up my big shout out to Big Stu, who crushed his dick on the bed of his truck between a 100-pound plate. He has the pleasure of meeting David Honeycutt, senior this week. My dad's gonna drive up to Kingwood to their gym and grab my circus dumbbell, because, as a dink, when I'm in Morgantown, I'm literally not gonna have time to go up
It's
to
too
their gym.
busy.
I
You're
feel
too
bad.
busy as a dank hip.
I'm gonna be in my parents' house for like a day and a half, I think, or two
Oh
days.
my
So I don't want to
god.
drive an hour up to Travis's gym to like. I mean, it sucks. I would love to go hang out with him, but like, I've got family that's like 65 years old I might not be around the next time I go to West Virginia, so it's kind of need to prioritize family. Um, but yeah, I don't know where I was going on that, but this has been fun.
The move to strongman has been
Yeah, that
I did
I
that
love it.
quick little post there, and as much as it was a long post, I think that the most important one is I don't know my one rep max and I don't care. And that was a hard thing to get around. And luckily I had Scance who was just like, shut up. Like he literally shut up. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what you used to do. It matters what you do now. And get into that. Because I was so worried. I was like, I haven't lifted heavy. I don't feel like this. I don't like it. I don't do it. And he was like, shut up. This is your new thing. Do your new thing. Your 3 rep max is way more important than your 1 rep max. And it was
It,
such a change in my mindset to just have Scance tell me that. Um, yeah, I think that was the most important takeaway I had was the move to strongman. I don't know my PRs and I don't care. I haven't looked at my PRs in months since January.
do you have a neutral grip bar, like a Swiss bar or a football bar of some
Nope.
sort?
Nope.
So you don't have room for a log, but you can overhead press a bar and axle, right? So you should be able to overhead press a Swiss bar or a neutral bar. So
Yeah,
you won't
probably.
be able to clean and press it necessarily. Like you won't be able to clean it from the floor like it's a log. But if you're worried about like trying to train for a log to some extent, like getting a Swiss bar and overhead pressing with that and alternating that with like a barbell and an axle,
I
that'll
would
add
I
so
would
much to your.
genuinely rather get a log and put it outside
Then just do
with a
it.
couple neoprene weights. No, it's the cost right now. That's the
I
barrier.
feel you.
And yeah, it's just one of those things where like I don't I haven't looked at a PR and I know you do because like That's a thing you care. I don't.
Well,
And
for me,
then
it's all
out of
my coach has like
nowhere,
do an RPE of this, and so I need to like know my baselines. It's not necessarily like,
uh,
hey, I'm
yeah.
stronger than I used to be. It's I don't want to overshoot or undershoot.
And then I think out of nowhere, I did a bench uh AMRAP, and I was able to do my openers from my last powerlifting meet for triples. And I distinctly remember racking the weight and yelling, "What the fuck was that?" Because it just went up so easy. So I
So
don't
with
know if
all
that
that,
answers your question at all, Chris.
with all that said, Chris, we're just here to motivate you to stick with powerlifting and to embrace powerlifting and don't go pick up any more 800 pound yokes. But
Until strongman starts to look over your shoulder, because that's what it did to me. It
you
started with
can
rocks. I'm telling you.
you can literally powerlift for 5 years without getting bored. I feel like it took me a decade and took Joey 5 years. It sounded like to like do squat, bench, deadlift variations before we got bored and needed to move on. So
It was competing that
you
bored me eventually.
you got a lot. Yeah, I'm the only reason I'm going to powerlift for the next couple of years is because I want to hit 10 years in a row on open powerlifting because I think I need to do like two more meets and then I might take a sabbatical.
If I never do another powerlifting meet again, I'll be fine.
And,
So thank you for your
and
question. Do you have another one?
Oh, yeah, I think you may have actually kind of answered this, but um, what's a take from a crew member that changed the way you lift or think about lifting?
Yeah, you're definitely right. I already answered that one. It was Scance, and I have his number. We text. We're both Canadian, so it was definitely that, like, stop worrying about that. Stop worrying about what you used to do and worry about what you're doing now. And I'm one of those people that, like, I can change and adapt, but sometimes just need somebody smarter than me to, like, direct me. Right? I've learned that in my job too, and it just took that. And as soon as he said that, it was literally a 180 within a matter of a day. And that's what I mean. I haven't looked at a PR. I haven't looked at one rep max. I haven't looked at my overall strength. I haven't done any of that. I just get in the gym and I horsecock weights based on what the programming tells me, and everything is going better. And it's because I'm not focused on those numbers. I'm not focused on those. Sorry, Keith. I'm not focused on those point 0.5 PRs. I'm not focused on those rep PRs. It's just a matter of, like, can I do this or not? And when I do it, do.
doo doo.
Yep, do. It always feels better. And then sometimes it's just like implement day. It wants me to Zercher deadlift and Zercher squat and do stone over bar. Well, here's the thing. I don't really have the opportunity for any of those. I don't have farmers carries. I don't have duck. I don't have those opportunities. So I just do everything else. And I just pick up a rock and walk in my backyard. And it's freaking amazing. So definitely that.
Uh,
Definitely what Scant said. I'm sure there's others, but I think it's definitely what Scant said that changed my mentality from powerlifting nerd to pick up those rocks and go.
Gotcha. Um, I got for either one of you or both of you, what's one thing people get totally wrong about you based on how you come across on the podcast or the Discord?
Ooh,
That
that's hard.
I think people think I'm just angry all the time and that I'm just like blow off like this is my venting session of the week to an extent. Like if I'm gonna air my grievances, it's usually on here. I try not to be an asshole in person. Like I don't feel like I come across as an asshole. Like I don't know. I've had Jen specifically told me that like she always thought I was a lot more harder to approach or just kind of came across crass until she kind of got to know me some. So I guess just that the people, if people think I'm an asshole, I guess I don't know. By just being so I will go on rants periodically on here because it's like it's a podcast where we're investing a lot of time into this episode to this thing. If I have a wild hair, I'm gonna pull it and run with it kind of thing. It's like so I'm not gonna censor myself on here. So sometimes that comes off like, wow, this guy's a little wild, but I don't know. When I'm in person, I usually don't do that, I guess. Just not to that
Uh,
extent.
for me, it's that people think I'm mean. And what I've learned is a couple of the crew meetups or crew meetings is um, they talk to me as if I am, and I'm
Uh,
not. I am not a mean person. Um, Sometimes I troll Keith, but that's just our friendship, right? That's the dynamic we've built is the odd couple. And I've noticed a few times at a couple of crew meetups is people are mean to me because they think that's my language. And I think you need to earn that. If you want to have a chirp competition with me, let's chirp. Let's chirp back and forth, but you better know me pretty well to do that. But if you're just meeting me for the first time and you decide you're going to chirp me, you're going to piss me off because you haven't earned the right to do that. You don't know me well enough. And that's on me, I guess, for the way I've kind of developed my personality. But yeah, I definitely would say I think people think I'm mean. And I don't really think I am. And I know Nate said that on the one episode he was on, where he's like, I come across as gruff and antisocial and mean. And in reality, I just really am not. I'm a very friendly, comfortable, and confident person. So I would say that that would be the biggest misconception is that I'm a mean person. I can be, like, let's not get this wrong. I can be the cattiest cunt you have ever met, but I don't want to be. And I definitely don't let it out very often. But again, this is a podcast, it's a media production. We're creating characters. We're two
We're also
years in.
recording. We're also recording in the middle of the night to some extent. I mean, it's fairly
Yeah.
early right now, but like we're the bulk of the podcast is between 9:30 and 11 o'clock at night for us. Like that's
Mhm.
I don't talk to people on the other nights of the week at that time frame. Like my wife
Yeah.
goes to bed at 8 o'clock at night, so like the only time once a week I talk to anyone after 8 o'clock is when we podcast, and the
I
occasional crew meetup where I make it till midnight and then get mocked for going to bed early.
I literally work in customer service and I have won awards for it. I am a very nice and accommodating human being, but I just come across as mean. So I would say, like, yeah, that would be the biggest misconception about me is that I am mean. I can be, I will be, but it is not my default anymore. It used to be my default, but you have to do some self reflection and just become a better person because ultimately, mean people are cowards. That's
yeah.
just the way I see it is you're going to be cruel because you're a coward and you don't want people close to you. I was that for years and years and years and years and years, and I still prefer to be left alone if I'm being upfront with you, but I do want the best for people. I do. Just over there. Go whatever I can do to help you be happy, fucking far away from me.
All right. Uh, I got, a little bit lighter one. If you can give a crew member a reality show, who gets it and what's the title?
I think Dodd's in his recovery right now.
Recovering from shitting on a podcast. Um,
Well, just
no, yeah,
that,
self-journey.
yeah, but also everything
That would
he's
be
going
good.
through. Dodds would be a good one to kind of track what he's going through, how he's getting over it, how he's accommodating to. I don't know the thing he has, but
That's a good one. Like, that's one I want to. I'm probably gonna come up with something shortly, but that's one I might actually like follow up on next week or something. But it's awkward sometimes singling people out. But like, there's probably a crew out there that would like really does have this like really entertaining life that would be cool to document. But I don't know.
Lou would probably be a good one. I think you could follow Lou around for a while and get some really entertaining stuff.
I want to see Tyler's professional strongman journey and see
Yeah,
if it.
that too.
I think it'd
Absolutely.
be cool.
Yep.
I mean, essentially, you're at the what is wasn't that like a topic before of the crew reality TV show House? Like that could be a thing. Like, I think that's something they've talked about on the podcast before of just like getting a house and moving some crew in it and just having it be a reality TV show. But
Yeah.
I don't know. That is a really good question, but I can't think of like I'm in the position where like I'm close friends with so many of these people. I don't want to like say one person and like piss someone off, but it's like I'm trying to think who would. I mean, there'd be people a lot. I mean, we've almost been able to see it, like as of like Jake and Paul and Bryce and Garrett, like and Dot. Like, there's so many people that have been made these YouTube channels, which is really cool that they're doing that. But it also shows me that like no one could do a 24/7 reality TV show thing. It's like it would be so. But also, we're only seeing their lifting aspect of it. So if you go reality, that'd be their whole their whole life. So I don't know who I would want to deep dive. I don't know. Not me. I don't want my life on there. You get enough of it here, guys. I do like that question though. I'm gonna think
That's
about
a
that.
really good question. Actually, all of them you asked were really good questions.
I have. They're all been very personal. I was kind of expecting him to like. Do you have any questions just about Massonomics or
That's kind
crew
of
or
what I thought was
Discord?
going to come up was
Yeah. Like
like,
I want to
what have
help
I missed
you
over the past 5
understand.
years?
I want to help you understand what you've gotten yourself into better. Because so have you been? Were you on? Did you know what the Discord app was before you downloaded it for Massonomics, or were you on Discord for like video games or anything?
I had it for some work shit just so I can
Okay.
screen share, but outside of that,
Okay.
I haven't.
So then literally a week ago or less, you joined the Massonomics Discord that has like, what do we have, like 8 channels or some shit now? Like, have you been able to actually like keep up on any of that whatsoever? I saw you chat into a few of them. So like, how has that been? And do you have alerts off yet? Because you're like, fuck, I can't have alerts on this. My
Uh,
phone won't shut up.
I phones don't make alerts. I don't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, I do now I silence my phone when I go to sleep.
Nice. Yeah.
But yeah, it's been an adjustment trying to keep up,
Mm-hmm.
with everything. It seems to be a lot of inside jokes.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to pick up on some of them, I think, like the cottage cheese shit, the chicken bake and
Well, a
uh
lot of the inside jokes too are about like their inside jokes that don't even make it to their pod. It's like our inside. It's crew inside jokes. It's like
yeah.
crew busting each other's balls about something they said 2 years ago that like will never be on the podcast, and like it's literally only relevant to like 13 people, but it's something that might get brought up once a week. It's just funny. So there's a lot of that for sure. So yeah, let's yeah. If anything specific jumped out at you, we could answer that for you here. But I know that's kind of putting you on the spot.
Did you listen to the episode where we explained the backlog of jokes?
I don't think so.
Oh, that's a good
Yeah,
one.
that would be a
Listen to
good
that
one
one
to
next.
start with, where
Okay.
Nate essentially had like a spinner wheel, and
God,
it would
that
be
was so annoying. I
it
hated
was
that
so the
fucking wheel.
cheering and
It was
clapping,
the
but
worst.
it would land on like a joke that has been in crew for
That
any
part was
number of
fun.
time. Yeah, and then it would just be us
Okay.
explaining where that comes from. That
Yeah,
might
so
be a
yeah,
good introductory. I put
me,
that episode together because I was like, this is a
that was fun.
thing new people are gonna want to know.
Yeah, that listen to that one for 100%. Like I would listen to that tomorrow, honestly. Like that's there. Well, as soon as you get done with them, whatever this week's Massnomics is, like that should be your next episode because that'll springboard. Granted, but that's the whole like that's a lot more of our stuff and our podcast. Like
Yeah.
we didn't necessarily do an episode for them out of the same guys because
For
because
them.
we'd be here all
Yeah,
day.
we can't. We don't have the time. That's their job. That's
Yeah,
not our job.
and you know how you do that. You just start 200 episodes ago, and you figure it out, kind of thing. So yeah. But no, it's been a blast. If you got anything else, we can answer. If not, we can bring this one in. Doesn't matter to us. I don't want to cut you off.
Yeah. I mean, I'm just still feeling out the flow of everything. I feel a little bit weird trying to jump in on some of the conversations, so I've been kind of just sitting back, watch how everybody else responds and trying to pick up.
Um, I guess any advice I could get to that is like don't be stingy with your reactions and your thumbs up and your seeing people just seeing your name under like comments and stuff will go a long way of just like being a person that someone remembers because like I see so many people like comment that I don't know them, and if I haven't had dialogue with them, like I'm not saying I'm ignoring them, but like I'm not giving it much as effort to read it and digest it as I do like the other 150 people that I've known for the past 5 years. So it's like I try, but it's also like you almost have to earn it. So I mean, just putting yourself out there is a good way to get there. But
and uh,
like a lot of stuff to begin with, I guess.
and remember, nobody is serious. There's like there are some serious chats in there, and you can usually tell when they're happening. Um, but like ultimately, this Discord is just people trying to make each other laugh. That's my favorite thing about this. And I've said multiple times, my favorite form of comedy is when funny people make other funny people laugh.
Yeah.
That is why the Conan O'Brien thing was. I watched it specifically because that was comedians making other comedians laugh. That's why Letterkenny is funny. That's why everything that I have ever found funny is funny people making other funny people laugh. That's what this Discord truly is. That's all we want to do. So if you see something in there and you think, hey, this might be a bit serious, it is not. It is maybe 25% serious. The rest is room for laughter. And that's genuinely what I like about this Discord and why I've been here for so long. I left Facebook because nobody on Facebook is funny. Fuck that noise. I left all social media because it's just all people being serious. And I don't want to do that anymore. I want to be silly. I want to have fun. I want to make people laugh. That's what I want to do. So if that's at all what you're reading and you're looking there and you're thinking, I don't know how to where to chime in, what to do, what just say something that you think is funny. And I assure you it is.
Gotcha.
That's why Friends isn't funny. Friends isn't funny. Big Bang Theory isn't funny. They're delivering punchlines without jokes. Those shows suck. There you go. There's your hard hitting take for this episode. Keith, you
I
want to
have
do
them.
the what?
Yeah.
What?
It was just a spinoff of The Big Bang, which was Young Sheldon, which I didn't love, but I have been watching that Georgie and Mindy, I think. Is that what it is?
Never heard of
I
it.
don't.
Nope.
It's like a spinoff of like Sheldon's older
Oh
brother.
my
It's
God, another spinoff?
yeah, but it's
God, they're
actually
really
to me
milking
that
that.
is it to me it is like the funniest one out of all three of them in my opinion. But yeah, we have some affiliates. So listen up, Big Chris. You're building that home gym. You know you need some lifting tools and
Actually,
whatnot.
yeah.
So there's about four things on this list that could contribute to your journey there. So Obsidian Ammonia, go get you some some great smelling salts from a good Canadian company. Barbell Rescue, Cam up in Alaska. He's slinging those barbell rescue brushes. Code unpaid there will save you a good bit of money. Got the barbell oil too, the barbell rescue oil to for those dry shafts of yours. Plate snacks. So he's got custom banners for your own gym. He's got our banner for your gym. He's got stickers for your gym or any sticker or even Keith head stickers or parody stickers or any type of sticker. Code unpaid it'll save you on all kinds of cool shit. Home Gym Con, big convention coming up in literally a month in Louisville. Make the drive up from Florida there, have a good time, hang out with some crew. Belt fed strength. Chris is making some really good belts down there. So if you need yourself a lifting belt and you want to save a little bit of money, crew exclusive, not to be posted on social media anywhere. Code unpaid, help save you a couple of dollars. Ashton at Freedom Fitness Equipment's got all kinds of gym equipment, commercial adjacent grade gym equipment, and the Carolinas, I believe he is. And then Big Grant over at the Strength Co. Code unpaid will save you a little bit of money on some T-shirts and his apparel line. So yeah, help us out, help yourself out. Build to that gym. Got a whole list of stuff that Code unpaid will help you with. And Big Chris, where are they gonna find you at, buddy? On Instagram again?
It's gonna be at ChrisMax52.
Perfect. Joey, where you at?
Joey underscore Malesko, MLECZKO. If you ever need to help me get on an airplane, remember that.
I love that, Matthias. I texted him tonight because he responded to one of my stories or something, and I was like, "Am I going to see you at Home Gym Con or Lift Hard Live Easy? Because like you haven't confirmed for either, you little shit." And I really hope you can make it to at least one of them.
You called him
He's
little.
little. He does weigh 100. He's literally 100 pounds less than me, but
And
he's.
lifts
I
a
know he lifts.
1,000 pounds more than us.
He does lift like seven. He lifts
he's
like 500. His total. He out totals me
yeah,
by
he's
500
my
pounds.
size and out totals me by like 800 pounds.
Yeah, he's a strong fucker.
Jesus.
He is a very strong guy. So if you want to see, all our friends and everybody and all the stupid shit we post on Instagram, unpaid and underrated podcast website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. We got that YouTube. Go beat Carp for the first comment. I am Keith Honeycutt 73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gem, the No Wine Cellar, and we will see you next Tuesday.
And hopefully we didn't scare you away from the crew.
No, no. Actually, I'm gonna be out there in July.
Oh shit.
Got plane ticket, got the
Well,
hotel already
what the
set up.
fuck?
So
What?
Sweet.
yeah.
That didn't
Well,
come up.
we're still recording,
What
so
was that? What was that?
Sandstorm. Sandstorm.
let's
Can I do it again? Oh no. That was
okay.
incredible.
So
Big
Nate.
squat Matt magically appeared.
Yeah.
All
He did. He commented on my thing earlier and he's like,
right.
if you had more lasers, that lift would have gone easier. And I was like, relax. But also, yeah, probably.
So breaking news. Big Chris, you want to repeat that, buddy? Where are you going to be at in July?
Yeah, I'm gonna be at Lift Hard, Live Easy. Um,
That's
yeah,
awesome, man.
got the plane ticket, got
I
the
so,
hotel.
I so
Which
wish I
hotel
was
you
coming.
staying at?
I
You
think
have the
it's
good
the
one?
American.
Okay.
No, the
Yeah.
American's a good one.
Yeah, it's a little bit away, but you'll be close enough. You just got to make sure you got a rental car because I don't know how many other crew are going to be at that particular hotel. But no, that's awesome. And if you think you'll be bored or anything, I know Big Jake is always looking for volunteers for strongman. I think powerlifting has plenty of strong of the volunteers. I'm assuming from
Oh,
the lifting
the
department,
Minnesota.
but as far as just like having an extra body to help out in the afternoon, if you're
Are you competing or are you just attending?
I'm just attending. Yeah, I'll help out.
I'm not trying to tell you what to do. I'm just saying
Yeah.
if
Why
I'm
aren't you
more putting it as
competing?
well, he's been back to lifting for
I
like
don't
2 months. It might
know.
not be that.
He said he's nervous about competing, and I think this would be the prime opportunity for your debut. Uh, and like, okay, so go back and listen to one of our recap episodes, and
True.
you would see, like, honestly, if you're nervous about competing, this is the prime place to do it. At the last one, I literally just walked around the back acting like a monkey for probably 50% of the time. I would just walk around going, lift weight. And like that was me the entire time. Like this is not a serious place. So if you're
I
thinking
would
of competing, this might be the place to start.
I would say you'd have just as much fun not compete like
For sure.
as
I didn't compete at
an
the first one
avid
either.
competitor, but
Yeah.
I've seen there's been out of the 100 crew that have come to South Dakota the last 20 of them didn't compete, and I think they all had just as much fun. But then a lot of them
Mhm.
did compete the following year. So
That was
I'm
me.
not I'm not gonna I'm not gonna put the pressure on you to do that. But I know a
I
lot of
wasn't
people just
I didn't
no
mean to
no
apply pressure. I was just
oh
saying
no.
this might be
I'm only harkening back because he mentioned earlier, like he didn't compete in anything because he gets like stage fright and nervous and everything. So doing that in front of 100 people on a dual platform meet that he's never met, like maybe not, but it would be a good. If I don't know, man. Do you? But if that's any interest, I would definitely get your name on Dave's waiting list. But there is going to be other people there just hanging out all weekend and just having a good time. So that's awesome. Um, Let us know if you want any more we can get you in contact with the right people if you did want to compete. But
and now that they've
um,
heard your episode, they're all gonna know who you are. Honk honk.